Hey, folks, TV's Kevin Lanigan here, giving you a little preface on this one. I know you've been getting a lot of Patreon unlocks or re-releases of old episodes or feed drops the last couple months. Listen, the Greendale three very busy Greendalians, but we're doing our best to get back to you on a regularly scheduled basis, so you can hear us talk about The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. In theory, we are recording an episode tonight even, so look forward to that. But I decided to do a re-release of the second ever Movies for Babies, before it was called that, where we talked about a little animated film called Scoob! Exclamation point included, for a couple reasons. One, it's been back there for a little bit, might want to bump it up to the top of the feed, and two, of course, we need to address the corporate elephant in the room, the assassination of Scoob Holiday Haunt by the coward Warner Brothers Discovery. Of course, basically an animated film that was about 90% completed before, in a sort of producers-esque gambit, they pulled the plug at the last second. So we will not be haunted this holiday season because I'm looking at the corporate list here, and it seems as if Warner Brothers Discovery is run by Max Bialystock? It can't be good. That's not going to lead to anything good. So absolutely, stay locked in. Enjoy this little epi from the archives where we just get real fucking in the weeds about the Hanna-Barbera cartoon library. And we'll be back with your regularly scheduled Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy next week. Theoretically, don't quote me on that if it doesn't actually happen. We're trying our best. Please be nice to me. Please give me $1 a month at patreon.com/TV's Kevin and enjoy the show. Hey everyone, TV's Kevin Lanigan here. I hope you enjoy this bonus episode we're putting out for you, where myself and Vern and Justin, the old Hedgepod crew, get back together to discuss Scoob. We recorded this about a month ago, and I think it's very funny. I hope it brings you some solace in these trying times. But it was also before a lot of things happened, so we do make a few jokes about cops. I cut a few out, but just, that can be a sensitive topic right now, so I wanted everyone to be aware of that up top. And I hope you enjoy almost 2.5 hours of us talking about a fucking cartoon dog movie, but as much as we want to provide a distraction, we don't want people to ignore what is going on right now. So follow the link in the description of this episode to find out different ways that you can donate, different ways that you can volunteer, different ways that you can read up and educate. Bye-bye. What I love about the Santa Claus with an E trilogy is that not only is the conceit of your first movie about the fine print of a contract, but that is what you base every premise of your movie on. Like, these 3 Christmas movies that your mom watches at the holidays are all about intimate contract law. Because the second one says that he must marry Elizabeth Mitchell from TV's Lost because Santa must have a wife. It's in his contract that he must find a wife within a year or so of being Santa, or he will no longer be Santa, I guess. And then the third movie with Martin Short is all about Santa's like contractual holiday and vacation pay that he can like take time off.
Really? with a substitute, and the substitute is Jack Frost, as played by Martin Short. It's about like his employee benefits as
The
being
perks
Santa.
of being Santa.
A franchise that manages to strip all magic and whimsy out of the premise of Santa Claus by making it about contract law.
Yeah, of course. And Tim Allen trying his damnedest to be the butchest Santa ever.
Yeah, he's not one of those Santa pussies. He's like a real man Santa. back when Santa was a man.
Before this new soy cuck Santa.
Yeah. Zoink, Scoob. The only way we're gonna get out of this one is if I trap myself in hell. Aw.
Shaggy.
Well, no, what happens is he just meets Scrappy Doo in hell, and he guides you, like Virgil guides Dante, through the 9 circles of Hanna-Barbera hell.
No, we all know that Scrappy is the betrayer. He is trapped in ice in the lowest level of hell, alongside Judas Iscariot and Satan himself. We all know it.
No, what he does, the thing is, thrice-headed Scrappy sits in the bottom of hell, holding Jabberjaw, Magilla Gorilla, and the Atomic Ant in his frozen teeth.
Thrice did Scrappy defy our Lord. Thrice did he deny that he knew him. And so Scrappy must...
Who was the dog
freeze.
that was Scooby's cousin that was like a
Scooby
hillbilly?
Dumb, who actually wanted to be a detective, and he lived in Louisiana.
Okay.
He was a real Southern boy.
Remember. Did Snoopy have a hillbilly cousin first, or did Scooby have a hillbilly cousin first?
I can't tell you, honestly.
Okay.
All right, now we can figure this out, but I need the fucking name of Snoopy's little hillbilly cousin. Does anyone have this information?
What was his name? No. I can tell you what he looks like, but I can't tell you his name.
Didn't watch the Peanuts.
Well, that is a damn shame.
Well, he was in the strip as well, but I don't know.
Well, this Scoobypedia article is useless because, like all Pedia articles, it's written as if Scooby-Dumb is a real person whose life must be documented instead of as a fictional person where you could give me, like, his first appearance date. Because it's like, Scooby-Dumb was born in a back alley. And I'm like, I don't need this. I need you to tell me
what is Scooby-Dumb's blood type.
Scooby-Dumb, he's A positive. Oh, that's no good. You can't date an A positive.
He's a typical A positive.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking absolute dick on Scooby-Dumb. I'm not getting a goddamn thing for that idiot dog. So this is a pod called Scooby-Doo, the show where we never tell you Scooby-Dumb's origin story because I cannot find it.
But
folks, we're back to yell about children's cinema.
That's right.
It's our thing we do now.
Every time they make a terrible addition to a long-standing pop cultural property, a hard reboot that sucks shit, we hop back on the mic and talk. We gab about it like a little sewing circle, and that's our thing.
We're really excited to talk to you all again whenever the new SpongeBob movie comes out, where Gary gets lost again. We're here for the long haul, and all these movies for babies get released.
I am not talking about the third SpongeBob movie. I ain't doing it. But if they... Oh, Jesus. But if they reboot SpongeBob... If for some reason in 2023 they hard reboot SpongeBob and it's like a cornflakes advertisement that... that heavily features...
No. If they try to hard reboot SpongeBob and they try to tie it in with the Angry Beavers and Ren and
then
Stimpy,
we'll be back. If SpongeBob is in a
cinematic universe,
if SpongeBob is in a car driven by Famke Janssen, then we'll be back. But until that time, we must save our precious pop cultural chime-ins for when something really strikes our fancy. Doolittle didn't qualify, but it's time. It's Scoob time, baby.
It's Scoob o'clock.
A movie sold to you as a Scooby-Doo origin story and delivered to you as a movie where Blue Falcon dabs. This is Scoob, released directly to your living room.
Hold up. We've already got an error. We've already got a factual incorrect statement. It is not Scoob. It is Scoob! Because it's got an exclamation point. It's...
Okay, well, it's better than the original title, which is going to be Scoob S period C period O period O period B period.
Yes!
Oh, no.
It was going to be an acronym for something.
Something comes out of butts.
Well, no, they've been working on this movie. Like, they've been trying to because I remember reading about this movie in, like, 2010.
Yeah, they've been working on this bad boy for a long time.
They wanted to relaunch a, like, Hanna-Barbera connected universe, but they just been working on this movie forever.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that, because whenever I was watching this movie, I was thinking about it, and this is going to come up later on in this podcast as well, but, like, I think it's probably fair to say that, like, Scooby-Doo is number 5 on the top 5 most famous cartoon characters ever.
Oh,
it's probably,
handedly.
Probably, like, I feel like it's probably, like, Mickey, then Bugs.
Yeah.
And I don't know who 3 and 4 are, but I feel like Scooby-Doo's number 5.
Mickey, Bugs,
I'd say he's more popular
SpongeBob.
than, like, Snoopy.
Yeah. Oh, certainly. At this point, Scooby has certainly maintained his popularity stronger than Snoopy, or certainly better than any of his Hanna-Barbera compatriots.
But I was thinking about it whenever I was watching this movie, and before going into this movie, is like, how did we get Peanuts, and how did we get Peabody and Sherman before we got this movie? But that makes sense if they kept, like, literally and figuratively screwing the pooch and fucking up the movie. And
they couldn't make this movie work somehow.
And they never did.
Can't. They still can't.
No, they failed. They failed to make this movie work.
They did not succeed. And there was, I don't know how legit this concept art was, but, some popped up in my feed of, like, the Mystery Machine in the middle of a Wacky Races scenario. And, like, that seems like a much more logical way to introduce this universe, whereas I think their plan is that Wacky Races is like their Avengers, right? We're building this cinematic universe to the point where Captain Caveman can pilot his little rock car, and
except they already did that. It's called Yogi Bear's Space Race, and it's shitty.
And we all remember it. We all know everything about Yogi Bear Space Race, Justin.
It's got everyone's favorites, like Jabberjaw, Buford from the Buford Files, and the Miner Ghost
from Scooby-Doo.
Guys, we're getting into a lot of territory that I've thought a lot about and I took notes for this movie.
Vern, could you summarize the plot to this movie?
Okay,
there isn't one.
No, there is. There's too much.
I will try. Yes. I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. And it's probably obvious from my tone. It's probably obvious by my general disposition. It's probably obvious, like, if you saw me at work, you could tell I didn't like this movie, even if I didn't say anything to you.
Vern comes into work, bent over double, morose, hard bags under his eyes, and you just look your boss directly in the face and go, Scoob.
Yeah, like
his hair wet from the thundercloud raining upon it over his head.
Him.
I was in the middle of my, my shift, just like 5 hours into my shift, and I've been working silently, noiselessly all day long. And then finally my boss comes up to me. He's like, Vern, did you not like Scoob? Excuse me.
Vern,
did you not like Scoob?
Your performance has suffered as of late, and we wanted to know, did you not like Scoob?
I didn't like Scoob.
Did you get the Scoob?
And I'm going to say it now, and this thought would be better for the end of this podcast, but I'm just going to go ahead and jump into it now. Like,
hit it.
First off, it's not fair to a movie to criticize a movie for what it isn't. You should criticize it for what it is.
Agreed.
Yes.
But I think that Scooby-Doo has entered that kind of thing where even if you've never seen a frame of anything Scooby-Doo, you know what Scooby-Doo is. He's an icon, right up there with, like...
Yes. Superman.
Before I had heard a song by Elvis Presley, I knew what Elvis was. And
Absolutely.
I think that's where Scooby-Doo is.
Absolutely.
And it's not fair to say, like, what this movie isn't, but this movie should have been one of two different things. Mm-hmm. This movie should have been either A, Knives Out for babies, or B, the Lego Movie, but instead of Cowboy World, Underwater World, Space World, it's different universes from Hanna-Barbera shows.
Yes. No,
it
you're
is
absolutely
neither
right.
of those movies.
It's amazing because this is I think the first real Scooby-Doo movie we've gotten where they don't even try to do a mystery.
They do. So they do. I guess. Okay, we'll go into the plot. They do enough of a mystery to scratch that bubble. It's the same way as, like, whenever your partner gets mad at you for not contributing to the, and so you wash the dishes once. Mm-hmm. It's that version of it. They do one barely there mystery, and then it becomes its own thing. So this movie, it starts out as an origin story. We have Shaggy and Scooby as little babies. Scooby is a stray. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I would just like to they are not together. We must see how Shaggy and Scooby comped together. We
have to see how he gets his name. Not even that. We have to see how Scooby is named.
Yeah, all right. So this is the first example of what I call some Solo a Star Wars story bullshit, where a character cannot just be named Han Solo. There must be a moment where that is given to him. Wolverine cannot just wear a leather jacket. His leather jacket must have been gotten at an important moment in time. Scooby-Doo cannot just be a dog that says R's instead of other consonants. Which
he doesn't do in this movie.
That must be an acknowledged
flaw. He does once for a joke.
Yes, he does it 2 times for the exact same... joke is a strong word, where someone says, like, my name is Shaggy, and he's like, Raggy, and they're like, no, Shaggy, as if it's not important, as if it's not impressive enough that the dog can talk. We must criticize his enunciation. This is one of those things that exists in these modern movies where nothing can just be that way because, it just is that way. It must always be that way for a specific like CinemaSins wrote this movie, where they're like, isn't it weird that Scooby-Doo always says R at the front of his words? That's not how words are. Ding! Like, that is what this movie is to me.
It's too much storytelling getting in the way of storytelling.
Yes.
It's that dumb thing that, like, and I struggle with this whenever I'm writing anything, where it's just like, whenever I first start a project or first start something, I'm like, well, how did this happen? How did this happen? And then I realize, like, it doesn't matter. If you build the world, the story comes after. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter, like, what street they live on. It doesn't matter the name of the street. Just lay out the world first, and then if there are details that need to be filled in, you will fill it in. But, like, especially with Scooby-Doo, as I said, like, one of the most famous cartoon characters ever, like, it doesn't matter how he got his name. It doesn't matter how he got his color. It is Scooby-Doo. Like, it's just there.
How did Mickey Mouse get his white gloves?
The thing is, Bugs Bunny's real name is Bertrand. But when he was about to go on stage to a talk show, he told the PA, "Hey, when you call me on, can you call me Bugs?"
And then he shot the host.
And then he shot Elmer Fudd, talk show host.
Yeah. His name was actually the Scooby-Doo, but they said drop the It's cleaner. Absolutely.
What are you? Some doobieing Scooby?
Yeah, so we are replete with that throughout this movie. And I just want to say, I was a kid, and I grew up loving Scooby-Doo. As kids do. Like, kids love talking dog, silly mysteries, bright colors. Kids love Scooby-Doo. But when we're criticizing Scoob, it's not like they fucked up The Godfather. Like, it is this stupid property for babies that has always been dumb. It's very silly, and that's okay. But I just, we're about to get very animated about taking down Scoob, and I want the audience to know that, like, I'm a 27-year-old man. I can only get so mad about Scoob. I'm just trying to entertain you a little bit. I'm not actually, like, they ruined my childhood.
No, it's... Look, and here's the thing. The beauty about Scooby-Doo is that it is one of the few proper, like, movie character, one of the few cartoon characters to successfully have an incarnation every year.
Yeah.
Like, Mickey Mouse and Bugs Bunny don't pull that off.
No. They've been pretty dormant as characters for a long time, Mickey and Bugs.
Mickey especially. Mickey exists as a mascot instead of a character now.
Yeah.
Right. But Scooby-Doo is present.
Like, they only started doing, like, shorts with Mickey, like, a couple years ago, and they only made him funny in, like, 2018.
And I will say that, like, same as what Kevin said, I'm not someone who's like, I don't think Scooby-Doo wasn't my childhood. I don't think this movie ruined my childhood by its depiction of Scooby-Doo. But
I still like good movies.
I still like good movies. I still like it where if I'm going to pay $20 for a movie, it's going to be a good movie. And Kevin was kind enough to pay for this movie for me.
Your Patreon money at work. Patreon.com.
Because he knew that I wouldn't watch it any other way. But I'm not a person that thinks, like, this movie ruined my childhood or anything. But there's a frustration that comes with it where it's like, all you had to do is make macaroni and cheese. And by trying to, like, they tried to doll it up, and by dolling it up, they burnt the entire pan, and, like, the macaroni's not good. And, like, if you had just stuck to the formula, it would have been fine. I don't want cut up hot dogs in this. I don't
what
want...
they tried making mac and cheese with a cheeseburger and a cheese pizza also in it.
Yeah,
yes.
They didn't fuck up mac and cheese by trying to do the nice baked mac and cheese with breadcrumbs. They fucked up mac and cheese because they dumped a bunch of M&Ms in there, and they like poured whipped cream on top, and you're like, this... I don't know what the fuck you're trying to do with this mac and cheese.
They made something Shaggy and Scooby would eat.
Yeah.
This movie.
They made a
is
Ninja Turtle
version.
pizza out of this movie.
This movie is a cinematic version of Shaggy pushing some ham and some bread together like playing cards. But instead of ham and bread, it's ham, bread, Hershey's chocolate bars, macaroni and cheese, like
the napkin at the restaurant.
Yes,
a remote control for a television. Like, it's just this curdled mess of shit that does not make any sense. And they they try to put so much shit in here that by the time you get to the third act of the movie, they're introducing new concepts, like how Fred loves the van. Okay,
right? No. They show one shot of Fred loving the van when they recreate the intro.
Right, or they have to...
Yes, that was the one... That's the one thing that was different. They recreate the intro of the original show. And trust us, folks, 20 minutes into this podcast, we will get to the plot of this movie. But at one point in the movie, they recreate the opening to the original show in this new style. And the one shot that is different is they have Fred on a picnic with the Mystery Machine van.
Yeah, no.
And that's the only thing that's different from the opening.
Yeah.
But then part of the plot is them selling the Mystery Machine, and Fred does not, like, speak up about it. He does not say, no, we can't sell the Mystery Machine. It just... And you get to the third act of this movie, and you have, Velma, who has to suddenly go like, oh yes, of course, Alexander the Great built a gateway to hell that can only be accessed. And you're like, where is this coming from? And why does your Scooby-Doo movie end with Shaggy trapped in the Greek underworld?
Why did they make Scooby-Doo the last living descendant of Alexander the Great's dog?
His famous dog that we all know he has.
It's all
famous
it's
dog.
all too much, and it's like all it needs to be is dumb kids and a dog solving a mystery. That's all it needs to be, and it's
it's a formula
everything
that
but.
has worked for 50 years.
Exactly. There's very few people on Earth that I dislike more than Mike Love from the Beach Boys, but in this case, Mike Love is right. You don't fuck with the formula. Like, this doesn't need to be Smile or Pet Sounds. This can be Surfin' USA, and it will be fine. That is an analogy that will only work for me, but it's okay because only 4 people will listen to this.
I think it checks out. I think it checks out.
Yes. Okay.
Let's get to the plot because there's
Let's let this thing die on the dissection table.
because
shall we?
we are being this movie to this movie by not just getting so the movie starts. Shaggy's a little boy. Scooby is a stray. Scooby is stealing a big piece of meat from a butcher. He's being chased by the police.
Yeah, he's stealing
He's
the
stealing
gyro
not
meat.
just any meat. He's stealing a gyro, the famously Greek meat that doesn't tie into the ending at all.
Yes, this.
No, they're planting careful seeds, Justin. They're putting grease in your mind.
The only
Oh,
only
they
thing that
planted
happens.
seeds. This is a fucking BuzzFeed article of a film. Sorry, continue, Vern.
The only thing that happens in this whole opening sequence of them being little kids that pays off at any way in the later part of the movie is, and pays off is so generous. But it's Scooby getting the collar and then Shaggy being a fan of Blue Falcon. Don't worry, we'll get to that. But the police are upset not because Scooby has committed theft, but because he's a stray. And Scooby earns Shaggy's trust, or vice versa, I don't know. And then Shaggy's like, "Oh, this is actually my dog. You can't take him away. He's not a stray. He's my dog." Yeah. And from that, Shaggy and Scooby become best friends because we needed to know how these cartoon characters became friends.
And
It's the intro to every kid's movie with a dog in it.
Yes. The only blue life that matters is Huckleberry Hound. So, now that I've said that...
I mean, Vern, I have bad news.
On a t-shirt, Vern. God damn, that's good.
Can I address one thing before we leave this opening sequence? Because I do think it is important. Yes. This movie gets basic cinematic language wrong from the literal first second it can. Allow me. This movie, while we are watching the WB logo happen in front of our, the company that proudly gave us the Lego Movie, the best animated movie last decade, they start playing Tupac's California Love. Now, when I, the audience member, start hearing a song before I even see an image from your actual movie, that tells me the movie is set while this song is popular. Am I wrong? Iron Man 3, you open with Eiffel's I'm Blue telling the audience exactly what year the beginning of Iron Man 3 takes place. And that's just a basic example. You can open your movie with any song, but if it's playing over the production titles, that tells me this movie takes place in 1993 when California Love is blowing up the charts. But then Shaggy gets out his iPod Nano and starts listening to an Ira Glass podcast.
It's an iTouch.
Okay. So that's wrong. from the get-go.
Yeah.
That's wrong.
So that tells
wrong.
me that you only put that song in the movie because it takes place in California.
Yes, on Venice Beach.
Where there are 40 more popular, more recent songs about California. California Girls just being off the dome.
Yes.
Katy Perry featuring Snoop Dogg.
Well, but AT&T doesn't have access to those songs.
You're wrong from Jump
AT&T,
Street.
which owns Warner Brothers.
But am I crazy for saying this? Am I
that's
wrong?
That's entirely accurate, and it also leads into a point I'm going to be making later on in the movie, or later on in the review of the movie, in that part of the formula of Scooby-Doo has become leaning into the kitschy aesthetic of Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
It's
very Stranger Things in that regard.
Yes, and also kind of like realizing it's Scooby-Doo so they don't have to take it seriously. You would have gotten so much mileage out of using like California Girls by the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Make
it a period piece.
Make it a period piece, or make it this is going to be the second podcast I talk about this movie on, but make it the 90s Brady Bunch movie, where the Mystery Machine Gang is stuck in the 60s, but the rest of the world is present day.
Yeah, hilarious. That's a great joke right there.
The Brady Bunch movies are amazing.
Absolutely. Especially that first one. Jennifer Elise Cox, I'm a big fan. I stan Jennifer Elise Cox as Jan Brady. But there's a few other points, and it kind of does that in this movie, but it's one of those things where like Shaggy, like Scooby doing the R's instead of other letters twice. It's another thing where it's like they don't do it enough that it becomes a bit, and they do it so late into the movie. It's with Fred and his ascot. Yeah. And that's them leaning into the kitschiness of it, but they've not done it at any point prior to the movie, so it doesn't work.
Right, but after we've met Simon Cowell. Like, the ascot bit does not...
Okay.
We'll
Again,
get there. Okay,
further proof this movie has been in development for a decade. When they bring in Simon Cowell, who, for the record, stopped being relevant 5 years before this movie went into production.
Let's blow through some points, because I've got a lot to say about this. Let's blow through some plot points.
Yeah.
Okay, because Shaggy lies to a police officer, and I don't regret my joke about Huckleberry Hound. Because Shaggy lies to a police officer, Scooby-Doo becomes Shaggy's pet, becomes his best friend. Shaggy takes Scooby-Doo home and shows off his collection of Blue Falcon memorabilia. That is
very
important.
Popular character.
We'll get to that too, because I have a big thing about
Blue
that.
Falcon.
We all love him. We all remember him. And this is not the first time I've ever seen him. No.
We will get there. I have a big thing about that.
Okay.
So we get into the part of the movie the only part of the movie where it feels like Scooby-Doo, and it is Shaggy and Scooby going out on Halloween as little kids, and they're in costumes, and they're being bullied by little juggalos.
They're
and
juggalos!
They're kids in clown makeup.
No, they're definitely juggalos.
And the little juggalos take all the candy that Shaggy and Scooby have collected from trick-or-treating and throw it into a spooky mansion. I don't remember quite how it happens, but they bump into young Fred, young Daphne.
Fred, Daff, and Velma, they see the young lad and his dog in need, and Fred comes over wearing his knight in shining armor outfit.
Yes.
Daphne is, of course, representing another proud Warner Brothers property in Wonder Woman. Velma, who, as we all know, was the original girl boss, is dressed as Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Another joke that little babies would just completely... And I'm okay with jokes for adults being in children's movies, but it's not even a joke. It's just...
Ruth Bader Ginsburg stopped being a punchline like 2 years ago.
Yes. It's a thing for... It's a thing for the kids whose mom... Like, the moms for the kids who get this movie, for the moms to see that and go, yes, queen. It's for that. So...
And if Scoob had been released in theaters you could have at that moment heard the snaps coming from round the theater. Yes, Queen.
Yes. So the Fred, Daphne, and Velma help Shaggy, and Shaggy and Scooby are too afraid to go into the spooky house where the Juggalos threw their candy. So Fred, Daphne, and Velma help them go into this house, and they encounter a ghost.
Right.
As well they should. As well they should.
As they should, absolutely. It is during this sequence that they realize, as they should, this ghost is actually a man in a rigging system. And also, this man has been not only stealing electronics, but has a elaborate storage setup.
Yeah, like a really nice basement.
Like, it looks like a electronics warehouse. So, like, it looks like the back of a
He's
car.
got shelving for everything. Like, this is an operation.
Really nice lighting.
And again,
it's,
we know that this man is white because the LAPD let him live at the end of this little escapade.
Yes.
That might come out in the edit. That might come out in the edit.
It's true, though. It's true.
It's true.
It's totally true.
Between the three of us,
to a lot of folks
we know it
listening,
to be true.
It's offensive because it's fucking true, okay? Like, you gotta grow up, okay? As said by a 30-year-old man who's talking about Scooby-Doo right now.
I don't disagree with my statement. I merely do not know if this is the right outlet for it.
Yes. This is a good point. Good point. So, very, very, very democratic socialist podcast. The Scooby-Doo
this
podcast.
is Chapo. Welcome to Chapo.
They solve a mystery, and the gang is like, we should do this forever. And they recreate the intro of the original show. Updated recording of the song.
But it's cute.
The one
it's
thing
nice.
that's
The 30th pop cover of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?
yeah,
Absolutely.
That they
you know
do
what?
for every movie.
Yes, and you know what? It's a lot of fun.
That's fine.
It's
It's still
fun.
good. It's the best looking sequence of the movie.
Yes, it's the most fun to be had in this movie. There's one thing that's different, and that's Fred having a picnic with the Mystery Machine, replacing Scooby-Doo licking cotton candy off of his face. It's a shot-for-shot recreation. Super fun. It is... Then after that moment, we get to... It's at that moment the movie stops being fun, and we get to the point that I was wanting to talk about earlier. The Mystery Incorporated, Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, Scooby, they become adults. There's a time jump. They do a Hakuna Matata time jump with Simba during the intro of the recreation of the intro. Yeah. And it shows Mystery Incorporated as adults. We hear Shaggy talk, and I don't know about you guys, I'm a big Will Forte fan.
We love Will Forte.
Big Will Forte fan. It is horribly distracting to see Shaggy Rogers talk, and not sound like Shaggy Rogers.
Yes. So, will this movie finally put to bed the fact that actors are not voice actors? Because
Probably not.
No, because
It will
here's
not.
the thing.
I hope, but
If you were casting a live-action movie of this cast, they'd be great. Zac Efron,
Sure.
Amanda Seyfried, Gina Rodriguez, Will Forte, all as the gang is great. But when they're just in a small room yelling into a microphone, they all sound so checked out.
Yeah, and
Yes.
and these roles have been going on for decades and decades, and a lot of different people have played them. Again, Matthew Lillard, notably in live action and cartoon, as Shaggy. You have Gray DeLisle, who's been playing Daphne for 100 years.
Frank Welker has played Fred in every incarnation since the original show.
Exactly. So, and you don't have to use those people. I get it. You want to do your own thing. But
you want to make people you want to make them relevant to the kids, like Gina Rodriguez and Zac Efron.
But let's do what we do on this feed when we talk about these movies. I want to do a little performance review as these performances become relevant.
Okay, gotcha.
So first on the chopping block, Will Forte. It's a pass-fail system. Will Forte as Shaggy.
Pass, but it's not a good pass.
Yeah, I think it's a mild pass. It's fine. They don't give... I mean, Will Forte in... today is the 10th anniversary of MacGruber, the funniest movie last decade. The Last Man on Earth, like, what a versatile performer he is. They don't give him any of his strengths to do in this movie. It's a soft pass.
I think it's a soft fail. As much as it's barely a pass, I think it's that much of a fail.
Sure.
It's just, to me, it's just like, Shaggy is so well known. It's just like, it's Batman if his cape and his cowl was red. It's
the problem,
it's not right. You know what I mean?
I think what's wrong with it is he never sounds scared.
No, never. Not once.
It's a very monotone... It's like... all of his... It's like Robert Downey Jr. in Doolittle. All of his deliveries are at the exact same tone and intonation. They are never... If you looked at a waveform of Will Forte's audio in this movie, it would all be exactly the same height and intensity.
Yes.
It's always
and I
right
love
at
Will
the same
Forte
level.
for all
Love
the
Will
reasons
Forte.
Kevin mentioned, and more, because Nebraska is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful movie. I love that movie, Nebraska. But like,
Clone High. Like, we could go on and on.
he does not do any service to this movie. Like, and if you're, I love you, Will, but like, if you're going to cast an SNL person, if you're going to change the cast and you're going to cast an SNL person as Shaggy, get Bill Hader to do a Shaggy Rogers impersonation.
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Hey, okay, if they ever make a Jetsons movie and they don't cast Bill Hader as George Jetson, they're doing something wrong.
That would be legitimately upsetting. Yeah. And also, if they ever make a multiple man movie, Bill Hader. Anyway, now that's officially on the record. But so our gang has come at a crossroads.
Do we want to do the others? Fred, Velma, Daphne.
We'll do them as they become a little bit more relevant in the story.
We'll sprinkle them through this.
Exactly.
Do they ever become really relevant to the story?
A couple of them, a couple times, barely, which is a big problem of this movie. And again, say what you will about the live action movies from the 2000s, but like, everyone's contributing. They all have their
everyone
role.
seems to actually like being who they're cast as.
I think everyone's having a tremendous amount of fun in those movies. They're very kitschy. They're very 2000s. I think as far as being an adaptation of Scooby-Doo, doing what they're doing, not bad. You know, those movies have mysteries. Those movies have people being unmasked. Those movies have plots and jokes. But anyway, so our gang is hard up on cash. So they of course enlist. Yeah, they want to go corporate. So yes. They want
to bring forward the incorporated part of Mystery Incorporated.
They want to publicly trade
Mystery.
They want to sell stocks in Mystery. You know, they want to. Yeah. They want to Vince McMahon it.
Absolutely. And so they enlist the help of who else but Simon
Cowell. And it's actually Simon Cowell. It's him doing the voice.
Playing himself.
Is 60 years old.
Who looks worse than when he was on the Shrek 2 bonus feature, by the way.
That is a point that I want to bring up, because this was happening in front of my eyes. And I said, they did Far, Far Away Idol in the end credits of Shrek fucking 2, which was 100 years ago. Now, Scooby-Doo is not averse to celebrity endorsements, celebrity cameos. He teams up with the Harlem Globetrotters, Mama Cass. Those 2000s movies we just mentioned
their current incarnation is Scooby-Doo Guess Who, and it's featuring like guest stars like Wanda Sykes.
Yeah, exactly. And the 2000s movies, which I just brought up, have Pamela Anderson and Sugar Ray in them. But here's my issue with Simon Cowell being in this movie. That would be like if they put Pamela Anderson and Sugar Ray in a Scooby-Doo movie today. Right now. That's the issue. Is that you are dusting off a 400-year-old Mad TV sketch to be in this movie.
Simon Cowell being in this makes this feel more dated than the original run of the original series. And I think this movie could have been served so well by leaning into that kitschy aesthetic. And if you're not going to do, I guess, like, the most relevant, like, counterpart to Simon Cowell now would be, like, one of the hosts of The Masked Singer. But if you're not
Ken Jeong, who's in this movie.
Yeah. If
He
you're not
would
going
be
to do that...
if they let Ken Jeong play himself as an investor.
Okay, I am trying
more fascinating
to
than
fund...
Simon Cowell.
Absolutely.
What
Senior
I think
Chang
they should have
said.
done, what I think they should have done, I think they should have just really leaned in that aesthetic. And who cares if the young children doesn't know it, because it's still funny. And who cares if the actors that I'm going to mention are not still living, because there are impersonators out there. You should have the Mystery Machine Gang, Mystery Incorporated, talking about, like, I can't believe it, we've got a huge celebrity going to invest in our company. And maybe have Daphne like, oh, is it Zac Efron? Oh, is it so-and-so?
Sure,
and it's
sure.
Don Knotts or Davy Jones.
Oh,
like,
Scoob!
it should have been one of those folks.
It should have been, I mean, you were talking and I was like, all right, Paul McCartney,
Yeah.
like, or Ringo, okay, we're doing like a kitschy thing here.
Oh my
or
God,
if you gotta be relevant, like, I don't know, how expensive is it to get Chris Hemsworth? Like, really, for like a cameo? If we gotta stay relevant, get Nick Offerman. Like, who cares?
Okay. No.
But
If
not
you want to
Simon
be
Cowell.
relevant, just get Elon Musk to like do it. If like he's
Ew.
the one,
No.
he's the famous business person people know for better
Ew.
and for worse.
No!
You're
Get
Warner
Alec
Brothers,
Baldwin doing a
like,
Donald
What, you
Trump
don't like him
impression.
in Rick and Morty?
You don't.
You're Warner Brothers. You're trying to promote your other stuff. Get Gal Gadot.
Fuck it.
Yes.
I really think, like, I'm gonna bring it up again, and
Daniel Radcliffe.
I'm gonna bring it up again. Like, God, it's such a good joke. Still to this day, it's such a good joke. Where in the '90s Brady Bunch movie, Marcia Brady is so excited that she's getting Davy Jones to appear at their prom. That's a good joke, because the audience has no idea who it is. Like, it's a good joke. Like, and for fuck's sake,
joke.
like, the Scooby-Doo game for Xbox 360, the person who gives you the tutorial, like, levels and tells you how to play the game is Don Knotts. It's someone doing a Don Knotts impersonation. The character model is Don Knotts. Like, it's a funny joke. Like, in the kids... It doesn't matter if kids don't know who Don Knotts is, because that's the funniest looking motherfucker in the universe. It's the funniest sounding motherfucker in the universe. The kids will just think it's funny.
Get Carol
Like-
O'Connor
and
from All in
listeners,
the
you have to
Family.
understand. Listeners, this wouldn't matter if this was a cameo, but Simon Cowell's presence in the movie is probably the most significant subplot in the film.
It's
Yes.
like crucial to the story that Simon Cowell appear when he does.
Like they constantly go back and say, "Wow, I can't believe Simon Cowell said that to us."
yeah,
It's-
and Shaggy and Scoob sing "Shallow" from A Star Is Born, which already feels like a fucking moldy oldie. But fine, it's an animated movie. They take a long time to make.
That's going in my lexicon.
Oh, thanks.
It's just... And I know, like... People listening to this, I know you hate us by this point, but it's just like...
Yeah, you can turn it off. We got the download, it's fine.
Yeah, you can turn it off. It's just...
Hey, Spider-Man?
It's frustrating
Turn off
because
the
it's
dark.
such a simple thing to have gotten right. It's more work to get it wrong than it is to get it right.
Right.
Yeah. And is Fox a Time Warner property? Like, why would you
No,
get
it's
signed
Disney now.
Yeah, he's not even under contract. So, like, why? Maybe... Okay, now here's a secret theory I have, okay? That these Simon Cowell voice lines were recorded 10 years ago for a previous version of this movie. And they just had the wave files sitting on a fucking disk drive somewhere, and they're like, "Can we get Simon
you
Cowell?"
mean they Carrie Fishered him? They just used leftover.
To be fair,
Yeah, they Grandma
And
Tarkined him into the movie.
corpse of Simon Cowell actually died in 2017. We're just
To be
using
fair,
the videos.
to be fair, the CG model of Simon Cowell in this movie looks better than the CG model of Carrie Fisher in Rogue One.
Rogue One, absolutely, 100%, 100%.
To be fair, this CG model of Simon Cowell looks more like Carrie Fisher than the Carrie Fisher model in Rogue One.
Okay. So long story short, Simon Cowell explains the group dynamic to the audience and then says Shaggy and Scooby don't contribute anything.
It's
and he
Scooby-Doo.
Says
it's very complex.
If they're still in it.
And the more I think about, I'm gonna have a fucking aneurysm at the end of this podcast. The more I think about it, if you're going to do an American Idol joke, do Randy Jackson so he can look at Scooby and say, "That's a no from me, dog." Like, come on. It's snatching defeat from the jaws of victory. It's such a simple thing to get right, and they fuck it up so badly.
All right, Simon Cowell is a three-way fail from all of us. Simon Cowell fail.
Simon Cowell as himself, go to fucking Hades with Cerberus.
Yes.
I hope you stay
there.
in hell, Simon Cowell. You and Shaggy. I wish Shaggy fucking stayed in hell. I hate this movie.
Warner Brothers does not have talent. I'm hitting the buzzer. Go, get out, leave. We gotta move on from this scene before I shoot myself.
Well, no, it's...
Shaggy and Scoob.
No, all that happens is now the movie actually starts.
Yes.
Yeah, Shaggy and Scoob go bowling, and they encounter a shameless Minions ripoff. Shameless. The most blatant attempt to make new Minions I've seen in a very long time. Yes,
it is. We'll get to that. There is a very blatant, not only Minions, but just like Despicable Me, Gru ripoff. They go to Takamoto Bowl. Shaggy and Scooby are bowling.
That's actually
is that a
named after
reference?
Takamoto, the guy who developed the characters.
Okay,
gotcha.
Thank you. Because I was like, this is so specific. It must be a reference.
Yeah, his name was Isao Takamoto. He was a Japanese
There's a few
animator.
references in this movie. Later on, they go to Messick Mountain, named after Don Messick. There's a few Scooby-Doo like references that don't fit because they feel like Scooby-Doo. But turns out the bowling pins at this bowling alley are evil robots, and they are the Minion ripoffs.
Sure.
They chase after Shaggy and Scooby, and just whenever all hope is lost for our heroes, Shaggy and Scooby are abducted by Blue Falcon.
Blue Falcon's son.
Yes.
His to quote the movie, his large adult son. There is I want my one bit of praise for this movie is going to come from the bowling alley, and it is not the sequence we just described, but later when Fred and them are looking for Shaggy and Scooby, and they are talking to the cashier woman. And it is the only scene in the movie that got genuine laughs out of me, where she's like, "Oh yeah, they came in here, and it sounded like they were really dejected by the friends that they've known for their entire lives, and it felt like they really didn't have it's I don't know, it's a joke you've seen before, but it got a lot of legitimate laughs out of me. I don't know who played her, but she gets a hard pass. Like she's the funniest person in the movie.
Good character voice work.
Yeah,
It's a joke that would appear in an Airplane or a Naked Gun movie, and I'm into it.
So
it's
just
funny.
It was funny. I laughed.
It's a good bit. They are abducted and they meet Shaggy's hero Blue Falcon, and this is my big thing. This is the thing I've been sitting on, and I don't know if this is a thing that maybe gets cut from the podcast and is treated as a deleted scene or a bonus app or something. Maybe it sits in this podcast that's already 51 minutes long, and I don't even really know how to approach it. But it's a thing where if I don't get it out, it will become an aneurysm. So for my health, we have to do this.
Well, Jordan Peele, get out.
We meet Shaggy's hero, Blue Falcon, and folks at home, I know you've never heard of Blue Falcon, but Blue Falcon is a Hanna-Barbera property, and I don't know how we want to go about this. You guys, I got some ideas. But I got to thinking whenever I was watching this movie. I had to pause the movie to put this together. I have in front of me... That's the... Nope.
Oh, boy.
I have...
Foley.
A list of Hanna-Barbera properties in order of recognition.
Okay. All right, Scooby-Doo number 1 with a bullet. And it's not
Scooby-Doo is
not even close.
number 1 with a bullet, and Kevin, exact quote. I wrote number 1, Scooby-Doo, and then an asterisk with a bullet. Now,
Yes.
I have, after Scooby-Doo, I have what is 4, but maybe 3 categories of Hanna-Barbera properties.
Okay.
And I don't know if you just want to guess where Blue Falcon is on this list, or if you just want me to go through it. But
Let's play a little guess. Let's turn it into a game.
Okay.
So my guess for number 2 is Flintstones.
I agree. They have the cereal and the vitamins.
Exactly.
You are both correct.
Great. My guess for number 3 would be Jetsons.
Yes. You hear their music in commercials sometimes, and also their killer sound design shows up a lot.
Yeah, the retro futurist aesthetic has stuck
and
around.
every once in a while you'll hear a bit like the other day on All Elite Wrestling Dynamite, I heard Rosie the Robot reference.
Yes.
Exactly. And they recently, and we're talking like 2 years ago, did a movie with the WWE. So.
Yes. You are both correct. The Jetsons is number 3 on this list.
And then after that is a huge gulf. It's a big canyon until the next
And then it's Yogi Bear.
Yeah, Yogi.
And then it's all downhill from there.
Yogi Bear is number 4 on this list. Okay, so I'm not an insane person. This list tracks.
No, this list checks out absolutely.
So so after Yogi Bear, I've got Huckleberry Hound.
Sure. Snagglepuss.
Snagglepuss is on this list. But after Huckleberry Hound, I have the Smurfs.
Are they Hanna-Barbera?
They are Hanna-Barbera.
No.
The animated cartoon
they are?
The animated cartoon was made by Hanna-Barbera.
Gotcha.
Okay.
There's a few things like Hanna-Barbera, like there's a
I
few
would
like
put
asterisks.
Smurfs above Huckleberry Hound if Smurfs are on this list. But they did
I
have
would not
like
count them as
3
Hanna-Barbera.
recent
They're not
films.
iconically Hanna. If they don't show up on Harvey Birdman, they're not Hanna-Barbera.
Okay, Justin, you brought up another thing. This is why I said there is 4, but maybe 3 categories because
C-Lab.
Because I have a special case category, and that is characters that are Hanna-Barbera, but you may not know are Hanna-Barbera. Birdman / Harvey Birdman is number 2 on that list. Space Ghost is number 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
C-Lab is number 3.
Godzilla with his buddy Gadzooks.
Godzilla Godzuki, the Fantastic Four cartoon.
Super Friends.
Okay.
Super Friends. And then I found whenever I was putting this list together, Hanna-Barbera is a powerhouse of animation. They've produced so much.
They were the only
Absolutely.
really active animation studio in the 70s.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I put together, like, whenever I was putting this list together, I found that there's neat categories for each. There's like a Phase 1 Hanna-Barbera, a Phase 2 Hanna-Barbera, and there's a Phase 3 Hanna-Barbera, but that Phase 3 Hanna-Barbera is where it could be also the special case category, because everyone knows Johnny Bravo, everyone knows the Powerpuff Girls, everyone knows Dexter's Lab, but they may not know that Hanna-Barbera made those cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they are iconically Cartoon Network, not iconically Hanna-Barbera, if that makes sense.
Yes. So, just to finish up Phase 1, and this can be argued either way. Flintstones, Jetsons, Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, Smurfs, the Snorks, Top Cat, Snagglepuss, Augie Doggy, and Doggy Daddy. I have a tie between Grape Ape and Magilla Gorilla. Excuse me. After I'm an insane person. After Snorks, but before Top Hat, I have Quick Draw McGraw.
Yes.
Yes, my
and
bad.
then at the bottom, and there's way more. Like, I didn't include Adam Ant. There's a lot more, but like at the very bottom of this Phase 1 list, because like at a certain point you get into like you get really in the weeds. But at the very
Hair
bottom
Bear bunch.
Laffy Larry and Hardy Har Har.
Exactly. At the bottom of this list for Phase 1, I have Peter Potamus. Then we get into Phase 2 of properties. And I know I sound like an insane person, but it's
A
fine.
little bit.
Okay, is this where we get to, like, the Roman holidays and the Chang gang and the Huddles?
Okay, so I think this tracks. And hear me out. So,
Alright.
first on the list of Phase 2, I have a tie. Because this one character is from a show, but folks may not put two and two. I have a tie between Wacky Races and Dick Dastardly.
It's the same thing.
It's the
And
same.
I think, and it's the same thing, but some folks may not know.
Yeah.
After that, I have Josie and the Pussycats. I will ask, do you think that tracks? I could see us going either way. Do you think Josie and the Pussycats is higher than Wacky Races? Or
Yes. Yeah, well, but
Yes.
just because of the live-action movie.
Yes.
But at this point, like, your list is essentially right, even if I would move some properties around.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Okay.
it's essentially right.
And there is a point to all this. After Josie and the Pussycats and Dick Dastardly on this list, we have Hong Kong Phooey.
That was Richard Pryor, wasn't it?
It was the guy who plays Dick O'Halloran in The Shining.
That's it.
Scatman Carruthers. So after Hong Kong Phooey, I have Johnny Quest. After Johnny Quest, I have Jabberjaw. After Jabberjaw, I have Speed Buggy. And after Speed Buggy, I have the Banana Splits. And then after the Banana Splits, I have Blue Falcon.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I had never in my life heard of him until this film.
Well, no, they actually tried doing a Scooby-Doo Blue Falcon crossover before, where Shaggy and Scooby wanted to see the Blue Falcon movie remake at Comic-Con.
Oh.
And meet up with the original Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt.
My point, what I was trying to get at with this, and I have some questions about it, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. On this list, Blue Falcon is at number 21 on list of Hanna-Barbera properties in order of recognition.
And this is
Does that
before
seem
we
about
even
right?
touch Wally Gator.
Wally Gator's not on this list. The Wonder Twins aren't on this, or are on this list. Devlin, like, no one knows Devlin. No one knows the space races or the Laugh Olympics. Like, people know Cow and Chicken and I Am Weasel, but they may not know it's Hanna-Barbera.
For sure.
My question is, like, Blue Falcon is at 21. Is he in this movie because he's the most recognizable of all the cheapest Hanna-Barbera properties?
No, it's because he's a superhero, and the superheroes are hot.
Yes, it is a superhero, and they want to, Iron Man 2 Black Widow style, sort of backdoor this character into the universe by carrying him on the back of a much more popular property, is the idea.
I get that.
My counterpoint...
He's also a Hanna-Barbera property with a dog sidekick.
Yes. Dog sidekick, spaceship, superhero, okay. It checks out why you think people might go for him.
If you're trying to set up a Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe, like, you're not going to waste the Flintstones or the Jetsons or anything on this.
No.
Like, you're going to make them their own movie.
Yeah. The royalties for those are too expensive.
With him, I don't know. Like, I get that he's a superhero, and I get that, like, they can't get Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
But, like, with him being 21 on this list, which, though insane, is correct, I can't understand, like,
why he is in this film.
It's because he's a superhero,
but
and they
if he's
need
at 21,
an adversary for Dick Dastardly, who's also in this. Spoilers.
But the thing, and we'll get there, but the thing is, too, like,
No.
part of this movie, I think, is, like, nostalgia bait. But not only do they have Blue Falcon wrong, and we'll get there, but they have Dick Dastardly and Dynamite wrong. It's just because he's a superhero, and it's just like, he's a superhero, it doesn't matter, like, everything else is irrelevant. I don't know, I just, like...
Essentially, yeah. I mean, that's basically it. You've hit it home, buddy.
I don't know what the mirror image of this for a Marvel movie or for a DC movie is, but it's just like, I can't imagine, like, all right, we're gonna go all in on this. We're gonna make an Iron Man movie. but the secondary character in Iron Man movie being like Jubilee.
No, please. Blue Falcon is nothing compared to Jubilee. We're talking Red Hawk.
Yeah.
We're talking...
Okay.
we're
Obviously,
talking
Red
Black
Hawk is the opposite
Knight.
of Blue Falcon.
Exactly.
What they'd have to do, Vern, to do it...
I'm sorry, his name is Red Wolf. I apologize to all you fucking Marvel Comics fans. His name is Red Wolf.
Even better because a wolf's on land and a falcon's in there.
Exactly.
Anyway, Vern, if they wanted to do the crossover, they'd want to do what DuckTales is currently doing, which is unifying all the Disney afternoon shows into one series.
So, like, Darkwing Duck is around,
Yes,
and
but
he's, like,
also,
a character
but
in
also,
the universe.
like, the Gummy Bears get a shout-out. Chip and Dale get a cameo. Goofy's in it, dressed like he is in the Goof Troop.
Yeah, exactly. That's the idea. But I feel we must segue back into
the film.
film.
So performance reviews real quick. Mark Wahlberg as Blue Falcon's shitty son.
Hard fucking fail. Why would you get Mark Wahlberg for this? Wahlberg is such a specific performer. He needs to be low status so he can come back at you with his Boston strong. And
he's best when his character is getting blunt force trauma to the skull.
Exactly. Like, he needs to be in that position. Here's a rough list of people I'm coming up with right now that would have been a better fit for this part. Chris Evans, Stephen Colbert, anyone with a slightly resonant voice that can do the superhero thing, like the
you can't do it again because it's already been done. But like, you have to make the same move where you get Will Arnett playing Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have
Channing
to make that same
Tatum.
move.
I mean, it's there. The list is almost endless, and you Will Ferrell, his Daddy's Home co-star, if you want to do like a completely comedic performance of this. Jason Sudeikis, like fucking anyone, and you got Mark Wahlberg.
And
okay. In all fairness, Mark Wahlberg needed to get something from his public record expunged after he gouged out the eyes of Morocco Mole.
Oh, gotcha. That makes sense.
Okay, all right. Kevin, you can cut that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Mark Wahlberg was arrested in 1984 for beating up Hong Kong Phooey for no reason. And since we're cutting things out...
Okay.
Turns out, like, since we're cutting things out, Mark Wahlberg committed bestiality with the two stupid dogs. Also a Hanna-Barbera property.
Since we're cutting things out.
I know we said we're getting cut, but I have a feeling that's going to be on the floor. I imagine that's staying in. So
I'll never tell. You'll have to listen to find out.
So Blue Falcon is in this movie, and like I said, no one knows this movie. He's 21 on a list.
Blue Falcon, he dabs. You love him.
To be fair, it's Blue Falcon's son, so it's okay that his character is completely wrong, being someone said by someone who knows Blue Falcon. But it is established that is the original Dynomutt, and Dynomutt's personality is completely wrong, because Dynomutt's personality in Hanna-Barbera properties is the exact same as Scooby-Doo's.
Yes.
Yeah, he is a Hanna-Barbera dog, so he goes, rah, rail, rah, 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 and that is what he does. He is a Hanna-Barbera dog character.
So, yes.
And they have a wisecracking Ken Jeong as a very befuddled Dynomutt.
Yeah. Dynomutt is the straight man in the movie.
And you can't make a character named Dynomutt the straight man. Like, you just can't do that. Like,
Dynomutt.
But it's been alluded to. If you're going to have a superhero, you have to have a supervillain. And that brings us to Dick Dastardly is in this movie. Dick Dastardly is, and I know no one knows Dick Dastardly or Wacky Races, but he is also completely wrong, because in this movie he is competent.
Okay, no. Okay, I would argue, no, he doesn't. He fucks up almost all the time.
Yes and no.
Because
the
he does
real-
get the 3 skulls of Cerberus, which
That's
are the
true.
plot of this movie.
Yeah.
He is very competent at disguise and subterfuge, at times
He
taking the
has-
place of A, Fred, and B, Christina Hendricks as a hot cop because Scoob is aggressively pro-cop. Scoob
It
loves
is.
cops,
And we are aggressively anti, as we've established.
which is why we hate Scoob.
But also he emulates Simon Cowell. Spoiler alert for this movie that no one should watch.
Yes, so that is 3-pronged, incredibly successful subterfuge. He
then
successfully
also-
built a gateway to hell.
he builds a gateway to hell, and
He builds
also
2 gateways to hell.
Yeah.
he builds 2, and also his sidekicks listen to him.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in Wacky Races. He is competent in this movie.
Okay,
and
that's
that is
fair.
that's
But
wrong.
but
That's
however,
wrong.
Jason Isaacs as Dick Dastardly, biggest pass of the film. Biggest pass.
Masterful. It's so good because he
He's having a-
understands that Dick Dastardly is just he's so good at it.
His name is Dick Dastardly. He has a big curly mustache and a big pointy chin. You play him exactly one way, and Jason Isaacs, God love him, does exactly the correct thing. Biggest pass. My only strong, confident pass of the entire film. The one legitimately good character, even though he is wrong from his original portrayal.
Yes.
Dick Dastardly.
If the character was named
Nick Rastardly.
if his name was anything other than Dick Dastardly, if his name was like
Rick
Rick
Rastardly.
Wrong, if his name was
I'm
Bill
Rick
Bad,
Wrong.
if it was
I'm Rick
if it was-
Wrong.
if it was Rick Wrong, if it was Bill Bad, if it was
Nick Nasty.
Nick
Nick Nasty,
Nefarious.
if it was anything other than Dick Dastardly,
Sure,
I'd be fine
sure.
with it. But like, he doesn't even look like Dick Dastardly.
His
it's
nose is too small.
his head's too big.
Yeah, that
his
too.
body's too big.
He
all
also
wrong.
doesn't. He also doesn't wear the trench coat. He spends most of the movie in jeans and a black T-shirt.
And he doesn't wear the hat. This having it done this way, like, it does nothing for the kids watching this movie, and it does even less for the adults watching this movie, because the adults watching this movie are like, that's wrong. You know what I mean? It's just they're
Sure,
gonna
sure.
know. When we introduce Blue Falcon and when we introduce Dick Dastardly, and we'll get there, but like, Daphne, Velma, and Fred take a back seat.
Yes.
And they are barely in this movie about Scooby-Doo.
They
And-
only exist to drive a van and give exposition about plot lines they are not involved in.
Yes.
That is their
Yes.
only role in this film.
They are to
And then they
provide
get
exposition dumps.
And, like, it doesn't work. I know it's not technically Scooby-Doo. It's Scoob. But, like,
We don't have
have
time
to
for the
have-
rest of the gang.
I can't
You
believe
have-
it's not Scooby-Doo.
Space Jam works because it's Bugs, Daffy, Tweety, and Taz. It would not work if the team was Bugs, then Foghorn Leghorn, then Granny, then the Tiny Elephant, then Pepe Le Pew. Like,
Sure. I understand. Right. When you make Looney Tunes back in action, which I like just rewatched, big on Daffy, big on Bugs, good set pieces for Fudd, Taz, and Yosemite Sam, and very brief, good showcase for
Cameos.
Wile E. Coyote, right? Like, they get one
can-
set piece, and
yes,
they
you can do
wisely
bits with them.
they wisely barely include Pepe Le Pew, very wisely barely include Granny, although this is just a small thing on Looney Tunes back in action. One, Space Jam does not deserve to lick Looney Tunes' boots. Like, Looney Tunes back in action has fucking jokes in it, which
Yeah,
totally
Space Jam
agree.
does not. And two, it does feature a scene where Matthew Lillard is having lunch with Shaggy and Scooby-Doo, and they are pissed off about his performance in the movie, and Scooby threatens to turn him into a Scooby snack. So, very good film, Looney Tunes back in action. Check it out. It's on Netflix.
Joe Dante knows what he's doing with that movie.
Joe Dante knows what he's doing. Fucking Gremlins, Small Soldiers, Looney Tunes, man knows what he's doing.
It's weird how the guy who's best friends with Chuck Jones knows how to make a Looney Tunes movie. So
I'm sorry, we segue away. Also, Brendan Fraser plays Brendan Fraser's disgruntled stunt double.
That's so fucking good.
It's so good. It's that Ocean's 12 shit that I love. The Brent Meister does his own stunts, so we follow Brendan Fraser's disgruntled stunt double. Anyway, Scoob.
Yeah, Scoob. Back.
Scoob.
Okay, so this is where we get the actual plot, the story of Scoob, which
Yes,
is the worst fucking thing they could have done, which is something
It's a-
serious and important.
It's a
serious and
serious
important.
MacGuffin hunt.
And
Starring
it's
Scoob.
That you don't even see the MacGuffins. You don't see them till the end.
And it's all tied into real life.
Right.
Scooby is a descendant of Alexander the Great's dog. Whenever I heard about this in a text from my friend Justin, I thought he was playing a goofum.
No.
It is a real thing in a movie. It's like a parody of what you would do if you were overwriting a movie and they
Yes.
do it in real life.
Yeah, no, it's the example. It's a textbook example of a bad producer's note. It's something
All right, boys.
they heard their kid talk about in history class, and they want to feel like they're contributing to the project.
All right, boys,
And
real
it's-
quick.
ahead.
The descendant, the genealogical line that Scooby-Doo follows is that of Alexander the Great's dog.
Yes.
This movie is the first time I have ever heard of this dog.
No, me
right
too.
now, the
It's
three.
It's not a
Right
famous
now-
dog.
Yeah, right now, the three of us. Let's come up with some actual famous dogs Scooby-Doo could be a descendant of. All right, Hound of the Baskervilles. Fucking...
Laika. The dog
Bal-
in space. Laika.
Okay, no. How about the first
Balto.
dog that was
I
ever
don't-
man's best friend, and we have Captain Caveman tell you this?
Right. Yeah, you could do a prehistoric dog. You could do there are so many famous dogs in stories and in real life that you could make a fucking movie about Scooby-Doo being descendant. If you must make Scooby-Doo the descendant of a famous dog, at least pick one that anyone has ever heard
Here's
of.
also the problem,
And-
though. There aren't any famous dogs. There aren't. There just aren't. They don't matter to history.
But if you are going to do that,
Make him
do
the
this-
descendant
Actually,
of
no. One does
Cerberus.
Checkers, Nixon's dog, and no one wants to make.
Scooby-Doo is Checkers' descendant. Scooby-Doo. And that's where they get the money from, Nixon.
God, it's
You remind me
No,
of my
guys,
precious
Nixon,
dog,
no, here's the thing.
Checkers.
Dick Dastardly is Nixon's descendant.
I don't care if you guys heard it or not. Instead of a Hellgate, it's a Watergate. Have it be Nixon's dog.
Thank you.
Also, if you're going to do the thing where Scooby is a famous descendant, do the stupid fucking thing where you see, a cave painting of a guy and
Yeah.
a dog that looks just like Scooby.
Yes.
Do Washington crossing the Delaware with a dog that looks like Scooby in the boat.
A hieroglyphic
or
that
make
looks
it-
like
yeah.
Scooby-Doo.
It's a brief 30-second montage, dogs throughout history, and they all look like Scooby-Doo. Just do that. That's all it's gotta be. But they just say oh, he's Alexander the Great's descendant. He's Alexander the Great's dog's descendant. It's come on,
It's
stop.
the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my
It's a-
entire
And
life.
it's just so. It's so complicated. They didn't have to, and not just that. It's Alexander the Great had a treasure in hell that only he and his dog could
Yes, it
access with their paw
Justin.
prints and the 3 very real skulls of Cerberus.
Justin, it's a standard boilerplate plotline. We've heard it 100 times. Alexander the Great and his trusty dog buried a treasure in the Greek hell, which is real, which is guarded by the ghost of Cerberus, that can only be summoned by the 3 skulls of Cerberus being united, and only the best friendship between a man and a dog can both open and close the gate to hell. We've heard
This
it
is
100 times.
This isn't a Scooby-Doo movie.
And
Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy finds 3 skulls of Cerberus, boy finds dog.
well, no, it's in Save the Cat. It's one of the 10 basic plot lines.
It's a sequel to Save the Cat. Save the Cat's 3 skulls.
You learn about it in literature class. There's only a few kinds of stories: man versus man, man versus nature. Man finds the 3 skulls of Cerberus and unites with his dog, who is the descendant from Alexander the Great's trusty mutt.
You heard of Joseph Campbell's Hero of 1,000 Faces? How about Dog of 3 Heads? It's just so wrong. It's so wrong.
And Vern, where do they find one of the skulls? What is the one?
In an amusement park.
No, the other location.
No, the amusement park is so much. It must be discussed that one of the locations is amusement park. Oh, is it solely so they can have an arcade full of Hanna-Barbera references?
It's because they have to justify putting this movie 3D in theaters, but the theaters aren't open, but they have to show the scene anyway.
But also, I will say, to this movie's credit, and this is one of the few times I will say something to this movie's credit, an abandoned amusement park is a very great second location for a Scooby-Doo thing.
Oh, it's perfect.
If you were doing
it's the second level of the
movie.
Scooby-Doo video game for Super Nintendo. I'm sure it happens. It's been a long time since I've seen the James Gunn Scooby-Doos. I know what's in one of those. Like,
the first movie takes place at a haunted amusement park, Spooky Island, run by Mr. Nefarious.
It's great if you've already done a Spooky Mansion, which this movie kind of did. Like, you do abandoned amusement park second.
Amusement park and/or circus.
Or circus, yes. I mean, they because they blur together very well.
And the third being some sort of mining or western town, a ghost town.
Yes, ghost town and/or ship.
Yeah.
Yes, whenever they arrive at the abandoned amusement park, there's a brief, just like, final beat on a heart monitor of a dying person where it feels like Scooby-Doo. It's just the last beep. That's it. And then after that, it's flatline for the rest of the movie. Mm-hmm. I know the third skull is in the sequence of the film's like climax, but I can't remember the first skull.
No, the first skull is in the Gobi Desert, and it happens off screen. The second skull is at the amusement park. The third skull is on an island, hidden under a glacier for millennia.
Not just any island, Justin. The island of Captain Caveman, who is in this movie
on Vern's list.
Captain Caveman is in the Wacky Races ephemera. Is he not? Does he not lump under that?
No, that's not Captain Caveman. That's just other caveman with the exact same look and voice of him. Captain Caveman and the Teen Angels is a completely different franchise.
The Teen Angels?
Oh yeah.
They a fucking biker?
No, the black woman who's the Blue Falcon pilot, she's one of the Teen Angels, but she's also one of the, like, 3 black people in the entire Hanna-Barbera canon.
Oh, really?
So
okay,
all right. God forbid they make one up, so they got
the other 2 being on C-Lab.
Since we have brought her up for the first time, which is a bad sign. Movie. All right, since we have brought her up for the first time, and that's a bad sign for how this is going to go, Kiersey Clemens as Dee Sykes. Fail?
What? What's there to... Nothing.
There's just nothing?
She's fine.
If we're doing
they
the
don't
homework,
give her anything to do.
If we're doing the homework grading scale, my grade is incomplete work.
They don't give her anything to do. She, like, only exists to be... In another movie, she's the character that's ignored, and then at the end, she gets to be the superhero because she was right all along. In this movie, she's right all along, and then you don't see her for, like, the last 30 minutes of the movie because they, like, forgot to animate her. She's just not there.
I don't want to... She's Winston Zeddemore.
She barely counts as a Ghostbuster.
I hate saying this, and it sounds like so bad, but unfortunately, this is what she is. She's this movie's diversity highlight.
And it sucks. It sucks. Like they couldn't make one of the main gang a person of color. Like they did it for Velma. but that's
Velma.
Yeah, barely. She
Velma,
says
yeah.
incredible once, and that's
and
the
she is
check
voiced
box.
by Gina Rodriguez from Jane the Virgin and Annihilation, who I guess, now we've brought it up, it's Soft Pass.
Soft pass. Yeah, they don't give her much to do.
It's fine.
It's there's an opportunity, I guess, maybe not with Daphne unless you're talking about the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo, but like there's 3 opportunities for like a strong female character, which is really, it's important to have, and they botch every single one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a big Velma stan, but
We love Velma.
This movie's Velma like does nothing for me. Like,
Sure.
she passes, but like
The movie doesn't care about her.
the movie does not care about her.
The movie does not care about her at all.
The movie does not care about majority of the characters in this movie.
No. And we did skip over him earlier. Ken Jeong as Dino Mutt.
Fine, serviceable. He's meant to be an old fuddy-duddy that you're not supposed to like, and guess what? I didn't like him.
Soft
Serviceable, but the same thing I said about Dick Dastardly. It's nothing like Dino Mutt.
It's not Dino Mutt.
It's if its name was Robo Dog, it'd be fine, but it's not.
If he was Goddard from Jimmy Neutron, yes.
Or no, even if they wanted to deviate from what Dino Mutt was, at least make him more interesting than just like a surrogate dad. Like, if they want to make him be a fuddy-duddy, then let him lean into being an annoying fuddy-duddy who says, like, obnoxious science jargon.
Do some stupid thing where, like, make a joke about iPhones updating, and do a thing where it's, like, Dino Mutt's update. In the first half of the movie, he's actually Dino Mutt, as we all know. He's a stupid dog.
Yeah.
And then he gets the iPhone update, and then it becomes a super serious badass.
Yeah, with rocket
Just do
launchers.
that. Just, he gets Data's emotion chip. Just do something.
Yeah.
But, like, instead he's just this like vanilla white meat, just like annoyed dog, and it doesn't work because it's not the Dino Mutt that we know and know, because we don't know and love him.
Yeah.
So they go to an amusement park. It's for an action beat.
Yeah.
It's just, like, they're bowling pin robots chasing them around. There's, as Kevin mentioned earlier, 3 or 4 hours ago, there's a bunch of arcade machines that have, like, one says Laugh Olympics on it, one says
there's a Hex Girls poster,
and that's when that's when it get views for Screen Prism, when they inevitably do their video in a month.
Yes, exactly. They were
top references you didn't recognize from Scoob or whatever.
Yeah, you only put these Easter eggs in the movie because then you get weeks of free publicity from YouTube and movie news sites that are like, here's every Easter egg in Scoob, and that's all this is. That's why they're in every movie now. It's all for this free publicity chain. And why wouldn't you do it?
You gotta fill out that crazy connections tab on IMDb. You got to.
You got to.
At some point, and I feel like I'm missing a big portion of this, but I could be wrong, so correct me. But at some point, Shaggy and Scooby become, like, they join the Blue Falcon gang and become superheroes or something.
Scoob does because he's important.
Scoob does.
By dint of his quote unquote destiny.
It's
his word.
It's Alexander the Great's
Scooby
cousin.
Doo movie has Scoob's destiny as an important.
He says to Shaggy, "Sorry, Shaggy, I have to take my collar off. This is for my destiny."
Yes, and it's the bare minimum of this movie trying to do something to tug at your heartstrings. Shaggy's upset because he gave that collar to Scooby when they first met, whenever they were eating the meat and the beach. And Shaggy said, Scooby said, "I promise I'll never take this off." And he looked into the camera, and the audience said, "Oh, okay, I guarantee that won't come off."
And the audience is like, I've never heard of foreshadowing. I've never heard of that.
Yes,
Please
at some point,
don't take your collar off.
at some point the sun gets blocked out by a giant Roman numeral 4, and it's literal foreshadowing. It's just
the audience for this movie, which was, after Trolls World Tour made fucking hand over fist money on the direct video market from parents that are like, please God, anything to keep them busy. This movie was 4-year-olds that their parents were tired of hearing,
Yes.
so they just parked them in front of Scoob.
Side note, so my wife and I do one of those terrible box a month subscription services, but we do it's called BarkBox
For the dog, yeah.
It's for the dog, and it's purely because our dog just like
for the dog, for the dog. I don't eat it myself. It's for the dog.
I mean, to be fair, I couldn't believe it wasn't vegan.
Now there are nummy treats in there, but they're for the dog. They're not.
Yes. Our dog destroys everything that we get her, and it's just like, it's just more economically feasible to pay $20 a month to have like 6 stuffed animals sent to our house instead of paying $12 to get 1 stuffed animal a month.
No, it checks out. There's nothing wrong with it. I have HelloFresh. Like, those services exist for a reason. They're nice.
Some of them are, not all of them are petty cash grabs. We've been doing BarkBox for a year. We have never had a BarkBox arrive on time. We've never had a BarkBox arrive anywhere close to whenever the email from BarkBox said we would get it. There's been times where BarkBox said your BarkBox is on the way, and we never did get one. Unfortunately it's economically feasible, and I hope you're listening, folks. BarkBox is a bad company. We've had exactly 1 BarkBox arrive on time when it said it was going to, and that was this month, and it was a promotional tie-in box for the movie Scoob. And what's hilarious and sad about this Scoob BarkBox, it comes with a stuffed Scooby-Doo for my dog to chew on. It comes with a stuffed Mystery Machine for her to chew on.
Wring that dog's neck.
Of course, the treats are Scooby snacks.
Yeah.
But what's hilarious about this BarkBox is the promotional packaging all over it. It says, Scoob, available only in theaters May 15th.
And we spoke too soon.
And if I can't, in a way, like, that's my review of this movie. That's just a fun little aside. If you want to check out my Instagram and watch my dog just destroy the Mystery Machine, it's a good time.
It's cathartic.
So it's very cathartic. So Shaggy and Scooby have their you remember that scene in the Little Rascals movie where Alfalfa and Spanky aren't friends anymore? It's that moment, but it's not as good as that moment.
They have their Twilight of the Soul moment.
They have their Twilight of the Soul moment from Joseph Campbell's Dog with 2 Skulls. And it's a joke so nice I had to make it twice. And we cut to characters that belong in the world of Scooby-Doo. Fred, Daphne, and Velma. And they get pulled over by a cop.
Who is Emmy nominee, if not winner, Christina Hendricks from TV's Mad Men, who does 3 lines as a hot cop.
Yeah, she's super hot for Fred, and Fred's super hot for her. But turns out, and another thing that weirdly feels like Scooby-Doo, she's wearing a mask and she's faking who she is. It's actually Dick Dastardly. And so Fred and the gang gets imprisoned and thrown in Dick Dastardly's lair. But they bust out, and I guess it's Velma remotely hacks Dynamite.
Yes.
To let Blue Falcon...
Which they only do with the help of a robot who's horny for Daphne.
Yes, there's a vacuum cleaner robot that wants Daphne. Yeah,
just wants that sweet Daff.
Yeah,
once.
like it's so empowering
She's Daffy
that
for
that
Daphne.
they got one of their female characters' special ability is to get other guys to be horny for her. That's real nice.
Her special ability is that she's hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which is
she's hot and
so
nice.
so great and so important and powerful for this movie.
She makes simps everywhere.
Yes, she that robot is a simp. That's on my notes here. One of my critiques of this movie is that robot is a simp.
Hard simp.
Just that robot is an AFC, average frustrated chump, and obviously like she alphas him, and we're gonna get really into game theory here. I swear I'm not that unlikable in real life, folks. I'm doing good.
Okay, so this is the first time she's been at all relevant to the movie that we're watching. Amanda Seyfried as Daphne.
Amanda Seyfried is amazing in Twin Peaks: The Return. She's amazing when she's given any kind of role. She's
Good actress.
she's
I would
Really
say.
good actress.
great actress.
Mean Girls, Mamma Mia. We love Amanda Seyfried.
She's irrelevant to this movie. She's non-existent.
Miss not appearing
Pass
in
and
this
fail
film.
mean the same thing.
Incomplete grade.
I will
Yep.
say
We'll have to
and
wait
this
for
is-
Tube.
and this is nothing, but like the CG artist did a really nice job on her hair. Like it looks
Yeah,
pretty.
it looks great. It looks nice.
It keeps form but still flows.
Yeah, it's very nice CG hair movement.
Glad to see they knew where to put the effort.
Yeah. This robot, this vacuum cleaner robot, falls in love with Daphne and helps them break out of
Escape.
the Dick Dastardly's prison.
Fucking simp, that little fucking vacuum-headed cuck.
Yeah, the incel bot leads them to wherever. Velma hacks Dynamite. This would have been a great moment to do that iPhone update joke I was talking about, where she like turns Dynamite from incompetent to like incredible, but it doesn't happen. But Shaggy and Blue Falcon and Scooby learn the whereabouts of Dick Dastardly and all the rest of the gang, and that's at Messick Mountain. And on their way there, they meet Captain Caveman, a non-entity on my list by an insane person.
The missing list
As-
of Ted Kaczynski.
As
yes.
played by
This-
Tracy Morgan doing
by,
the Tracy Morgan thing.
It's Tracy Morgan. Thank you, Justin. You reminded me of a joke I wanted to make earlier, but like this list of Hanna-Barbera properties is the same in like the old anarchist cookbook, where like if there's any crime committed in like my town, I'm automatically a suspect.
No, you running that list is like the list in Seven where you buy Mein Kampf and you're on a list by the FBI.
Yeah, exactly.
As well you should be, I feel.
it's
Ranking
fair. It's
Hanna-Barbera
absolutely
puts
fair.
you on the no-fly list.
It's absolutely fair. And plus,
If
I look
you-
like
if
I look
you-
like this. So like,
If you possess Vern's list of Hanna-Barbera characters, when you move into a new neighborhood, you have to go around to every door introducing yourself and telling them
I have
what
to
you've
let
done.
You know, I once ranked Hanna-Barbera properties in order of recognizability. There's wanted posters of me all over town, and it's the Captain Caveman drawing.
You have to sign up for a registry.
Yeah, it's
There's a picture of you in every post office.
yeah, it's a real thing. I'm on I'm on the FBI's most wanted list because I know
You're actually, I'm checking the list here. You are the Ace of Spades in the Al Qaeda deck of cards.
Yes, it's a real thing. The first step was me being accused of identity theft at the Utah Department of Motor Vehicles. Then it's making this list. I'm a domestic terrorist, but I'm a white guy, so I won't be credited.
Now I'm checking your alibi list, and you have none for 11/22/63 near the books depository.
I did gotta say, I've been on the road. I made this list and watched this movie in Oklahoma City, just a couple blocks down from a building. It was me and my friend Tim. We watched this movie together.
And that's how you met Richard Jewell.
Absolutely. my two friends are Eric and Lyle Menendez, and interesting side note, because we have to have something interesting in this podcast. Eric and Lyle Menendez's parents funded Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. They're the producers on that movie. And there is a basketball card that has been recalled because the Menendez brothers are in the crowd in the photo. So that's some fun information for you. And that's all factual. Look it up. They meet Captain Caveman, and it's Tracy Morgan.
As Tracy Jordan.
It's Tracy Jordan and
or Brian Fellows, or
it's Brian
the last
Fellows,
OG, or
it's Brian Fellows, and he looks at Scooby-Doo and he's like, I don't like how that dog's looking at me. And then you
Dynamite, don't you know you can fly?
And then you hear Dynamutt's internal monologue like, I'm gonna kill you, Brian Fellows. And good one, Lorne. So they have to fight. My brain got broken. They have to fight Captain Caveman over the third Cerberus skull.
For some reason.
And for some reason, because why not? And then Dick Dastardly arrives. I guess he got alerted to their position. I don't know. He arrives in his ship that looks like his car from Wacky Races, but it's a ship.
Ship looks good.
Ship looks fine. Good. And because I have a way with words, my notes here say Dastardly unleashes Alexander the Great times on planet, and out comes a Cerberus.
I mean, you're essentially right. That's basically what happens. Okay, hold on. Before we leave Captain Caveman's Island, which is an important plot point, Tracy Morgan as Captain Caveman. Pass.
It's not.
Yeah, I know. I knew it when I said it.
I know Justin said it, and it was very funny to me.
I knew it when I said it, Justin.
Like, they could have done anywhere else, but they had to go to the secret dinosaur island in the Arctic. Then they had to do the fucking Land of the Lost.
Yeah, this movie and Aquaman actually have the same end of second act turn where they're on the fucking secret Arctic island of dinosaurs. Like, it's... Anyway, Tracy Morgan as Captain Caveman. It literally could have been any character from any movie or property showing up at exactly this point, and it would have mattered exactly enough to this movie. However, an hour
how about
into
they make
Scoob...
Huckleberry Hound? You know, another dog? Make Huckleberry Hound the keeper of the secret history of the dogs.
They go to a dog island, and Augie Doggy and Doggy Daddy's there.
Yeah!
Like...
It could have
Huckleberry
been...
Hound's there. Top Cat can be there. Why not? Like,
you could swap out Captain Caveman with fucking RoboCop, and it would be no different. It would be exactly the same sequence. However,
it is
at this point in Scoob, the lone point of light for me was like, I don't know, I get to listen to Tracy Morgan for like 5 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he gets a pass for me. I'm you know, he's had some recent troubles, and I'm glad that he's getting that Captain Caveman check. So pass for me. I don't know. I like Tracy Morgan.
The guy gets to keep his Actors Guild insurance for another year.
You are denying the existence of the last OG, but yes, I understand what you're saying. So it gets a pass for me.
He's fine. I like Tracy Morgan. He's funny. He say funny thing.
He's a funny guy.
He does the yell. He does the yell right. That's all he had to do, and he did it right.
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan's fun. He's the inspiration for my Mark Twain character on a Puffin Publishing podcast.
Yeah, we love him.
A show that has Puffin Publishing podcast makes as much logical sense as Scoob does.
I would argue at least we have an internal narrative consistency.
Yes.
Yes, and the characters that pop up out of nowhere do have
that
reasons
somehow
for
feels
them being
less
there.
desperate.
Yes. They're on Alexander the Great times.
Yeah, they go to the Parthenon or whatever, and they unleash Alexander the Great times because, all right, this is how your Scooby-Doo movie ends.
This
Fine.
is your big climax.
Okay.
Yeah. And it becomes like ending of a Marvel movie. You know, it's just
Blue
like
light.
fighting. Yeah, blue light shows up into the sky.
Blue light, big fight.
It's Dynamite, and is it just Dynamite? At some point, Blue Falcon realizes like the courage you need was inside of you all along, and
And
Blue
that's how he
Falcon
earns
was
the respect
hiding-
of Dynamite. Dynamite's
he gets-
respect isn't given; it's earned.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, one last little tid. There's a moment where like the entire cast is hiding in one big vase, and we're just looking at their eyes. I liked it. I found it aesthetically
good.
nice.
That
It
was
was a cute little old-fashioned moment.
Yes.
and there's a callback to old Scooby Doo where they do that in the opening credits. It's fine.
It's
It's
when
fun.
the
I
movie
like it.
remembers it's a Scooby-Doo movie.
Yes,
Yes.
indeed. All right, and the mystery machine fucking okay.
It dies. It fucking dies.
Okay, but hold on just a fucking goddamn second here, movie. The mystery machine plummets out of the sky, and there is a huge explosion that is the mystery machine, and everyone inside it is fine. It's... You know how in fucking Grand Theft Auto when your car explodes and you die?
And they
Like,
don't
they
even,
didn't even do the-
you know, the cartoon where where everyone's just covered in soot and someone's hair
Yeah.
is sizzling.
They didn't do that. They didn't do the thing of like, oh, we got out just in time. We're over here, actually. They didn't do any of that. Everyone is inside the exploded van, and they are fine.
They didn't do the thing where like the van lands and it comes out unscathed, and they all step out and they're like, "Wow, we're surprised," and they're a good distance from it, and then it explodes.
No.
You know, they didn't do
Right.
like
They didn't
they didn't
do-
apply any like cartoon logic to this cartoon.
They didn't, land the mystery machine and all their teeth are piano keys.
Yeah.
They didn't get flattened until they were just a puddle with little shoes walking around.
Yeah, they didn't
Like-
turn into accordions. Yeah, it's just they just explode. Like this is what it is.
And then Blue
they
Falcon
actually-
earns Dino Mutt's respect, and fucking
And-
nuclear bombs go off in his eyes, and a tank shows up on his arm.
And Fred, Daphne, and Velma in universe die, and there's a post-credit sequence where we're at their funerals, and it's the cast of Hanna-Barbera movies.
Everyone
over their
shows up for
graves.
the funeral.
And it's a very traumatic thing. But no, they come out and they're fine.
Fred mourns the death of his van, which was, of course, a character trait that had been well established up to this point.
Yeah, and they do that stupid thing where like he decides he's going to fight Cerberus, and his hero moment is like, instead of him donning a cape, it's him putting on an ascot.
Which is the exact same character beat from Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed.
Yes, it is.
But
And
also
he
they
picks
don't
up the
establish.
hubcap and wields it like a shield,
Like a Spartan.
But they don't do
Sure.
the thing where it's like someone teases him about having wearing an ascot earlier in the movie and he takes it off. It's like if this was your first introduction to Scooby-Doo, you wouldn't get it at all.
No.
It's just, and it's that's why I think they should have leaned into this kitschy aesthetic. Have the thing where they're trapped in the 60s in personalities, but the world around them has changed. And the movie, because we have Blue Falcon learning
they
to
already
accept
did that.
himself.
It was Scooby-Doo, the first movie.
Yes.
It's where they realize they're out of date, so they all leave and come back, and they're all modern.
They're all 2000s now, and they're played by the fucking icons of late 90s horror cinema. There's fucking Matthew
Michelle
Lillard and
Gellar,
Freddie
Matthew
Prinze
Lillard.
Jr. and Sarah Michelle Gellar. I guess not Linda, but it's enough.
She still worked a lot.
Oh, Linda works. All right, Linda's still working. All right, and this is a pro Linda Cardellini fucking podcast.
I'm a fan of Linda Cardellini.
All right, the last
we
performance
stand the
review, Zac Efron as Fred Jones. Soft pass. He kind of delivers a couple jokes. They're not good jokes, but Zac Efron can deliver a joke.
Should have let Frank keep it. Should have let him keep the role.
Yeah,
Should have had Fred be a character in this movie, which he was not.
Yeah.
Should have had him be a character. You should have had him do Fred things. have him say like, let's build a trap, just do something.
Yeah.
That Fred
All right,
did.
gang. At one point, just have Fred divide up the gang. Like,
Yeah.
if
I mean,
only
and
that.
have Fred divide up the gang instead of the movie dividing up the gang. Just something like
Just anything.
He doesn't get anything to do. The movie does not care about the main cast at all.
No. This is a vehicle, pun intended, for the Mystery Machine. This is a vehicle for. They did the same thing with the Scooby, and this is most post movie stuff, but they did the same thing with this Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe that they did with trying to set up a DC cinematic universe, where they blew their wad. Like, they didn't take their time to set it up. It's like they did the same thing with the Mummy, and trying to set up the dark universe. Or they're just like universe. They're throwing out everything in the very first thing, and you have to tease it out. And plus, like, there's nothing wrong with more movies. Like, it's fine. Like,
No.
if I like a thing, I want to see more of it.
You make more money if you make more movies.
Exactly. It's white trash winning the lottery. They're blowing all their money immediately instead of investing it and letting it accrue interest over time.
Yeah, we're in a real My Name is Earl situation. I understand.
I want to say I have a note here, and this is a true thing, and maybe not a thing that a movie for babies should make someone feel, anyone of any age. Scooby-Doo, he's modeled and he's animated like a real dog. Like, he's still got like the cartoony like legs and everything, but like there's moments in this movie where Scooby is sad and he's scared and he's got his ears lowered and his shoulders hunched and he looks like a real life sad dog or a real life scared dog, and it's a fucking bummer. Like, it's such a bummer.
In all fairness, Vern, I think it's in the same way some people are bothered by Eraserhead once they become fathers. You're bothered by this because you have a dog now?
I was bothered
maybe-
by it long before I became a father. I'm bothered by Eraserhead because a cow fetus screams at me for 2 hours. 2 hours!
It's maybe you're onto something, Justin, but like, I have seen my dog like walk like that and act like that like when she's in trouble, and it's just like, it's a huge fucking bummer for me. And like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying kids movies can't have dramatic stakes and they can't have like, there's so many, like, in the 80s, kids movies were the most depressing things you could watch.
They
Absolutely.
would have murdered Scoob in the 80s.
Yes, Shaggy would have been traversing the swamp of sadness with Scooby, and Scooby would have been swallowed up, and the whole rest of the movie
Would have drowned.
Yes, and the whole movie would have been Shaggy by himself, and it would have still been called Scooby-Doo, but yeah, I'm not saying that you can't like have real life emotions in a kids movie. One of the best kids movies ever is Up, and that has some very real life emotions. I don't know, there's no greater payoff in this, I don't know.
It doesn't earn the emotion.
It doesn't earn the emotion. It's just, you're seeing a sad dog and it's a bummer. So like, they realize the only way to stop Cerebus, and everyone knows about this. It's right up there with, you have to put a wooden stake through Dracula's heart. You have to throw water on a witch. The only way to stop the Cerebus is you have to lock it in the Hell Gate that is controlled by a man and his best friend dog, and one of the two have to go to hell with Cerberus. That's right up there.
This is some of the actual worst movie bullshit I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. It's like if you're watching a movie about, like, this little girl has a peg leg and she doesn't feel like she fits in, and at the end of the movie there's a hole that can only be plugged up with a peg leg. Like, it's the fucking worst shit.
Only you can plug the dike, little Peggy.
Only
He's
Like, it's
guys,
that
D-I-K-E.
bad.
D-I-K-E. He's not.
Yeah.
He's don't cancel Justin.
Yeah.
D-I-K-E.
It's like
It's
if the Harry Potter franchise had climaxed with like, oh, we need a lightning bolt shaped something to lean up against this wall, but what could it be? It's the worst fucking bullshit I've ever seen. I've ever
terrible.
seen.
It's so complicated. They spend like a third of the third act just explaining the rules of how Shaggy goes to hell.
In a Scooby-Doo movie, the sacrifice should be like, sorry, Shaggy, you can't eat that pastrami sandwich. It shouldn't be you have to fucking die.
You have to go to hell after.
Not only do
Dick
you have to
and
die,
Muttley
but you
get
have to
away.
go to
okay,
hell.
Hold on. Real quick, hold on. One last performance review.
Cerberus.
Billy West as Muttley.
Oh.
Pass fail.
Oh Jesus, he
Oh,
frazzas 4 times. Sure.
So Dick Dastardly, he tried to get into the Hellgate the same way that Shaggy and Scooby do. Scooby-Doo do. Ha ha ha. But because Muttley is not a descendant of Alexander the Great, and this happens all the fucking time. I hate when this happens.
You know when
because
you go to
Muttley
the
wasn't a descendant of
Walgreens?
Alexander the Great's dog, he got stuck in the Hellgate. It's what
You know
happened with
when-
our last dog before we got the one we have now.
You know when you're going to Walgreens with your pooch and you walk in with your dog and you grab your accoutrement and you try to leave, but your dog can't leave because he's not descended from Alexander.
Turns out the
Great.
Walgreens is a Hellgate.
Yeah, it's the Walgreens says service dogs and descendants of Alexander the Great's dogs allowed. But yeah, Muttley is trapped in this Hellgate, and like I guess he's just been eating gold to survive for however long. And Dick Dastardly reconnects with Muttley, and Muttley is like, it makes you think that Muttley's gonna like, I got you, I'm gonna play a trick on you. But no, they're friends because I guess dog's a man's best friend, whatever. So like that's
the thing. Dick and Muttley like each other. They're still but they still just treat each other badly.
It's true. So I guess that's accurate. But yes, Dick Dastardly, this whole movie hasn't had Muttley, which is like, like let's just make a movie with Mario where he's not wearing his fucking hat or overalls.
Okay. The scene where they show Dick Dastardly sending Muttley into hell is actually good because Dick Dastardly acts like it was a noble sacrifice when he literally just shoves Muttley into through the gate.
Yes,
Yeah,
he does a bit where
it's funny.
He does a bit where the way he's describing it makes it sound like a sacrifice, but it's played over footage of him just being like, "Get the fuck out of here, dog! Go get my gold." Billy West is Muttley. It sounded just like Muttley. It looked like Muttley. Just pass. Biggest pass of the whole movie.
Pass.
A+.
They nailed Muttley.
They fucking nailed Muttley. It is the most Muttley you'll ever like. It's a hard.
That's
Muttley
some
right
pure
near your
uncut
veins.
mutt.
It's uncut, unmut gems. It's perfect Muttley. So they encounter Muttley, and Muttley runs away with gold with Dick Dastardly. Shaggy gets damned to hell, and
And then he's sent back.
yes, because
All right. Guys,
sacrifices mean nothing.
Yeah, okay. So you can do the I heroically sacrificed myself, but actually I'm okay thing. It's annoying, but you can do it. And most movies nowadays that feature this heroic sacrifice ending do some version of that.
Because we don't need stakes. What are stakes? It's not
Right.
important.
Because the Avengers...
No, we can't let this character die. We have 3 sequels planned.
Right.
Yeah.
So, recent examples, Tony Stark flies the nuke into the wormhole at the end of the Avengers, but he falls back out. He's fine. It mattered that he wanted to sacrifice himself. Guardians...
Superman in Batman vs. Superman.
Yeah, but he is dead at the end of that movie.
Oh, well, that's true. No, they just bring him back
yeah,
to life.
Yeah, but at the very end of that movie, you see dirt rising off the coffin, so like
Yeah.
it's
Even though he's still dead, so that doesn't make any sense. Whatever.
it's showing that he's gonna.
Guardians. Guardians 1, Groot sacrifices himself, and they get a new Groot, but the old Groot is dead. Like, the new Groot has none of old Groot's memories. This is a new Groot. The Goosebumps movie, that is great.
Except for the ending.
Except for the ending where the girl who sacrificed herself comes back for no reason. No reason.
It's so frustrating because that whole movie is the main character trying to get over the very real death of his very real father. And they could have done so much there with the accepting loss. And just because you physically lose someone doesn't mean they're gone forever. It could have been so good for children, especially in this like uncertain world that we live in, and not uncertain because of a virus, but uncertain because that's how it is. Nothing is guaranteed. But at the end of Goosebumps, they have their cake and eat it too. And like, the girl who sacrificed her, she's back. The death of your dad means nothing. It's fine. It's why Star Trek Into Darkness sucks compared to Star Trek Wrath of Khan, because even though Spock comes back in Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, his death means something in Wrath of Khan.
It was how many years between movies?
It was more than one. It was several years between the two. And then and they try to do the same thing in Into Darkness, but they reverse it, and it's Captain Kirk who sacrifices himself. But they bring him back 10 minutes later. And so it doesn't matter.
Rise of Skywalker, C-3PO erases his memory, and it's erased for exactly the wrong amount of time, because you can either do it right away or at the end of the movie, but they do it 10 minutes later for no reason in the middle of the movie. And so, anyway, all this to say that Shaggy is in fact not damned to hell for eternity for no reason. There isn't one. He's just not.
He was damned to hell for about a minute and a half.
And then he just gets kicked out.
And then they're why would Alexander the Great want to hurt someone like this? There must be a back door out of hell. And instead of Scoob Tube being the
search
for Shaggy.
Inferno or something, the search for Shaggy, he's just back. He's fine.
It's the old like Orpheus and Eurydice like thing where Scooby has to go to hell and find Shaggy because Shaggy eats better than anyone else in hell, and Scooby
you can't
turn around and look, or else Shaggy will turn to stone. I'd watch that movie. I'd watch myself getting hit in the nuts with a hammer over watching this movie.
This movie was $5 more expensive to buy, and I almost did it. I'm so glad I did not, so I don't just like have this sitting on my PS4 for eternity.
Same.
It's
I contemplated
death
it,
of the universe.
Yeah.
And it's a bummer because we missed it on the bonus features, but who cares?
Damn.
So.
Oh, damn, we're going to miss Scooby's dance party or whatever they were going to pull together.
Scooby Idol.
Scoob Idol. Which, appropriately...
Well, no, it's called, it's the Scoob, but it's just the voice.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah, it's
the Masked Singer, because they have Ken Jeong already. Yeah, it's whatever.
See, that would have worked, though, because all the monsters wear masks.
Right, and you unmask the minor 49er, and it's Shakira or whatever.
And I would have won, too, if it weren't for you meddling judges.
I hope it was worth 2 hours of podcast for that joke, because I think it was.
That's so great if they do that's fucking funny as hell. They do the Masked Singer, but it's all like what they think are ghosts, and they take the mask off. It's Old Man McGillicuddy.
Cheech Marin.
Yeah.
Well, you should have known because the deep sea ghost was singing Mexican Americans only want to get into gang fights, and you're like, oh, I know that's Cheech Marin.
Before coming to the stage, I was born in East LA, and the shows the judges, and they're like, I think it's Tommy Chong, and it's just they're latching on to every part of the monologue that's used to give hints as to who he is that is not a hint. And it's
the creeper
so
came
close.
out with a 4-foot doobie. I think it's Tommy John.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the creeper came out with a 4-foot doobie. Obviously, the hint is doobie, and they're like, "Creeper, it's Kevin Spacey," and it's just like,
yeah.
and I would watch The Masked Singer with Scooby-Doo. That would be hilarious. That's a really funny sketch idea. It's creative, which is why they didn't do it. But at certain point, they find out. Unlike Scooby-Doo, they find out who's behind this thing all along, and turns out it's exactly who the movie said it was the entire time. It's Dick Dastardly. They pull his mask off, and for a second you're like, "Oh, it's Simon Cowell," and Simon Cowell delivers a line, but they pull his mask off, and it's Dick
and then they
Dastardly
say,
again.
"How can one man do such a good job judging musicians and commit crime? He can't do both."
Yes. And it's like, come on, guys, have you ever heard of Phil Spector? But it's
But
Dick
Spectre
Dastardly.
is spelled Tre.
Yeah, it's Phil Spector. That's a witch tweet. It's Phil Spector, and
They should have let they seriously should have just let. They should have just read which tweets for the script, and it would have been a better and more authentic Scooby-Doo movie.
exactly, and that's what I'm getting at all along. They should have just had me as witch tweets write this movie instead of the 4 screenwriters that they had for this movie.
Mm-hmm. And I bet you 2 of them have ampersands and 1 has the word "and." Oh, let me check that
Ding,
fucking
ding,
billing.
ding, ding, ding.
Ooh,
Group
can I
A,
talk
Who's
about
got the story
screenwriter
by
credits?
credit?
a group of 2 with an ampersand, the word and then another group of 2 with an ampersand.
Ooh, all right. Can I talk about what that means?
Have at it, bud.
All right. So the way that writers' credits are done up in movies, and the Writers Guild is notoriously very difficult to determine why they bill things the way they do, where all the screenplay nominees last year had screenplay by or adapted by, and Greta Gerwig's was screen story by. It's very confusing, but if you ever see 2 writers' credits joined by an ampersand, that means those 2 people ostensibly wrote a draft of the script together, and that draft of the script was turned in, reviewed by the WGA, and determined. But if you see the word "and," that means those 2 people did not work in conjunction with one another. So it's like a PEMDAS system, where ampersands are parentheses around writers' names, and the word "and" is a separate item.
To put this in simple terms, if Kevin and I were to write a script for Scooby-Doo together and submit it, it would say Kevin Lanigan, ampersand Vern Tooley. But if that script was then handed over to Justin, and Justin were to rewrite it,
all by Justin's self, all alone.
All by Justin's self, and there were still enough elements that it kind of feels like Kevin and I's. The final screenplay credit for the movie would read Kevin Lanigan, ampersand Vern Tooley, the word "and" Justin Gurmaroff.
Right, and these credits are finicky because if you try to tell me that less than 32 people worked on the script of this movie at any point in time, I will call you a liar. But the Writers Guild must determine that your draft is significant enough to be credited. Like, you made enough additions personally that stayed through to the final version that you deserve your own separate credit. And so when you're watching the credits of, say, Ant-Man 1, and it says Edgar Wright and Joe Cornish with an ampersand, and Paul Rudd and Adam McKay with their own ampersand, you know that those people did not all 4 work on the script together. So that's you learned something today.
And there's little things like the opening crawl to the original Star Wars movie, the one that was released in 1976 or 1977, the original Star Wars. That opening crawl was written by Brian De Palma, but you do not see his name anywhere in the credits because he did not contribute enough to that script in order to warrant a credit. And they do all the time with comedies where Sean Clements he wrote additional jokes that were used in The Big Sick, but he didn't contribute anything to the story. And this is only because you don't have to do this, but this happened because someone on that movie's a nice guy. Sean Clements has a special thanks credit in The Big Sick because they used one of his jokes in it.
Exactly.
And they do things like that all the time for comedies. Like, they assembled a writer's room to do, like, punch-up jokes for the other Kumail Nanjiani movie that they came out with after, one with Bautista.
And they do that for every Adam Sandler movie eventually.
Yes.
Like, That's My Boy has David Wayne and Ken Marino
God.
writer credits on it. You know, there's all kinds of weird stuff like that. And just one more thing, since we're talking about it. If you see story by, that means that person wrote a significant draft of the script, but that draft has been changed enough that they don't get a writer credit, but they get a story by credit, as if they wrote the script that this script is based on. And it's all very arbitrary, and there are very few hard and fast rules, but now you know a little bit something about the opening and closing credits of the movies that you watch.
What we're trying to say here is that if you see a written by or screenplay by or story by credit or whatever, and you see one name, especially if you see that credit and that name being the same as the director, you know that what you're watching is a product of a singular vision. And you can tell by watching this movie that this is multiple visions. This is several different cooks in the kitchen.
Yes, this movie is itself a three-headed dog, and the dogs are constantly biting at each other's necks,
It's got one. It's 3 heads, but 1 ass, and just a giant pile of shit.
Yeah. All right. So, Film Bros, are we excited for the Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe?
The credits
so
had the fucking gall to threaten us with a follow-up film. Featuring Blue Falcon teaming up with Atomic Ant, Grape Ape, and Jabberjaw.
My cut of the movie did not have
And it's
that.
gonna happen. It's gonna happen. This movie's gonna make a profit.
Was that a scene, or was that in, like, the little animation they do?
It's the
It was in
animation.
the animated credits.
Oh,
They're
okay.
clearly hoping for it to happen.
I did not see that. Probably because I had completely checked out.
Yeah.
The red mist had fully descended over your eyes.
Oh, I will say that between the credits and the last thing we discussed, like, happy ending, Mystery Inc. becomes a business, implying that if there is another one of these, they will actually solve mysteries.
And they get a high-tech Tesla mystery machine.
Yeah, it's great. Blue Falcon's a DJ. And also, I mean, I know that this comic did not invent this, but there is literally a Hawkeye comic where she sets up on the fucking Venice beach of Hawkeye investigations. And I just wish I was watching that movie. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. But yeah, that's happy ending. Like, I know that, like, I've come across as a horrible contrarian and a horrible fucking asshole during this record, and I get it, but, like,
Look, you hate cops. It's okay.
Yeah.
and that's true. But also, like,
A-cab.
also, and that's true, but that's because of a very real, very personal thing that happened in my life, a very big thing that affected me, involving the death of a friend and the son of a police officer. Like, I'm sorry if that's too real, and feel free to cut this out, but, like, it's not just completely unfounded, my opinions I have towards police officers and people of authority. I've seen what happens whenever, like, someone abuses the privileges that come with a badge, and people are left hurt because of that. And I'm a person and I never thought this would come out on a fucking Scooby-Doo podcast, but here we are. Anyway, like, so, like, whatever, be mad at me because I made a Huckleberry Hound joke, but it's because I fucking have dealt with real life, okay? So, anyway, like, Scooby-Doo, like, I know I've come across as a horrible contrarian and a horrible asshole, but, like, I love movies. I fucking love movies. There's few things I love more than movies. And I want the movies, like, this might seem like a lot to ask, I guess, but, like, I want them to be enjoyable. And if they can be bad, but as long as they're enjoyable. And the thing is, like, I fucking loved Scooby-Doo as a little kid. Like, I wasn't, like, a huge mark for Scooby-Doo. My whole life was Scooby-Doo. But, like, if there was a situation where I was flipping through the channels and I saw Scooby-Doo on, it stayed on Scooby-Doo until it was over. Scooby-Doo was something that, you know, like, brought joy into my life as a kid. And part of the joy of Scooby-Doo is the simplicity of it. I don't care that all 80 episodes of the original run of Star Trek, the original series, are the exact same, like, because there's just, like, there's like a joy to it, and there's a comfort to it, knowing that, like, your friends are going to be okay, and good guys are going to win out, and the bad guys aren't. And it's just a joy to me whenever I see something that is made well. And you know what, like, I know I've dogged on Blue Falcon, but, like, if there was a good Blue Falcon movie released, I'd be so happy to watch that movie. And I'd be so happy to watch a Snagglepuss movie or a Laugh Olympics movie. But, like, the thing is, like, and this is so lost on so many people on both sides of the entertainment spectrum, those who make it and those who take it in, like, you have to, like, you can't just put everything in a pot and put it on the highest burner. You have to take care of your ingredients, and you have to prepare them at different speeds, at different temperatures. And, like, I'm not opposed to a Scooby-Doo or Hanna-Barbera cinematic universe. You can make that thing happen. You can make a great movie where they all come together in a big wacky race or whatever, but, like, you have to lay those breadcrumbs out, and you have to establish that. And you have to establish...
You have to do the work.
You have to do the work. And you have to establish, like, if you're making a Scooby-Doo movie, like, Fred is important. Daphne is important. Velma's important. And if you're going to do, like... If you're going to do a Wacky Races movie, you have to set up the Aunt Hill mob and Penelope Pitstop and the rest of the gang. Like, you have to, like, build these things. And I love it whenever a movie is good, and I love it whenever, like, especially with things like this, because, like, you guys have seen it with, like, Marvel movies. Like, folks are so excited for the next one before the first one's even, like, come out. Like, people wait around for credits now because they want to see what's going to happen next. And the reason that happened and the reason that works is because, like, Marvel slowly doled all this information out. Avengers was, what, the 6th one? Or the 7th one? Like,
the Avengers was a goddamn miracle.
It was a miracle. But
still the only time this bullshit has ever worked.
Absolutely. And it's just like, so, like, I know I've come across as a contrarian. I know I've come across as an asshole, but it's just like, it's because I'm bummed out. And it's because I'm disappointed because, like, this could have been very good. Like, that, when they recreate the intro, like, that was so much fun. And Scooby-Doo can be fun. And, like, you guys and I have talked about this over text message, but, like, I said I didn't like, I liked this less than I liked Sonic the Hedgehog. And my reasoning is because Sonic the Hedgehog at least feels like Sonic. Now, I know in Sonic the Hedgehog...
Sonic has never been good.
He's never been good, yeah, and that's part of it. But, like, and I know, like, in real life, whatever. But Sonic, like, doesn't have emotions or whatever, and he does in the movie, and that doesn't feel right. But, like, the other component of Sonic's personality is that he's fast, and that movie is fast. Like... Scooby-Doo has had dumb crossovers before. Scooby-Doo has went to space. Scooby-Doo has been in the Olympics. Scooby-Doo has done all this dumb horseshit before, but, like, it's never been action schlock, and that's what this is. And so it doesn't feel like Scooby-Doo.
I get you. I get you.
I talked there for a long, long, long time.
You're like, Vern, you are absolutely right. This movie doesn't, we've said it before, this movie doesn't like Scoob. It doesn't like Scooby-Doo. It doesn't like being Scooby-Doo. And that's fine, but it doesn't, if it wants to be something else, but it doesn't transmute Scooby-Doo into the other thing well. Yes, Dynamite doesn't feel like Dynamite, but it's, even then, what he is now isn't good.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think that's even bigger problem is that what they have now is just so banal and flat. There's no energy. There's no vision to it all. They're not trying to do anything new. They're trying to plug something in so that they can get a ball moving. But rather than, tip the ball and let it go, and build momentum, they're just shoving it down the hill.
I really enjoy ice cream. And in some cases, ice cream is better, like, if you change it and transform it into an ice cream cake. But it is never good when you melt it and you have to drink it. And, like, they turn Scooby-Doo into, like, melted ice cream in a bowl. Like, it doesn't work. And, like, you can change it and make it something better. But, like, you have to have a certain set of skills and certain set of, like, whatever. You have to lay down some groundwork in order to turn it into action schlock. And this movie does none of that groundwork. And the foundation isn't there, so the whole thing crumbles in on itself.
They left the pint out overnight and they call it a milkshake.
Yes, precisely. Did
Well,
we lose
folks,
Kevin?
No,
Oh, there
I
he is.
just,
Okay.
y'all seem to have had it handled for a little bit.
Okay.
I say, if you enjoyed listening to this, and congratulations, we'll know you listened to it. We're gonna leave a secret code here at the end. So to prove that you're a real fan, that you listened to it, tweet at Greendale3 with the hashtag Scooby Don't, and that's how I'll know that you made it to
With the
end.
question mark, though. You have to tweet it with the question mark attached.
Yeah, Scooby Don't with a question mark, and that's how I'll know. That's how I'll know that you're a true fan, that you made it to the end of this special bonus episode. If you enjoyed this, if you enjoyed listening to this, the Sonic the Hedge pod, if you scroll back a little bit in this feed, you can find like 7 episodes where we talk about the banal insanity of Sonic the Hedgehog, and it has a very similar energy to this. I hope you enjoyed this bonus on the feed. And if you didn't,
sorry.
I don't know, it was free. Fuck off. Like, you didn't pay for this. Like, bite me if you didn't.
Are we longer than Hedgehog?
Yes, this is longer than the Sonic episode.
Yeah, we're about 10, 15 minutes longer. No,
Yeah,
I think we
said
said
them all.
everything. It's bad. It's not good, and it's bad.
It's they messed up simple math, and it's frustrating whenever when you see something that you enjoy and something that you care about just goof it so bad.
They goofed it real good.
And they goofed it. They goofed this. They went for Scooby, but they got Goof.
Wrong dog.
Wrong dog.
Goof.
If you do like delving into the esoterica of Hanna-Barbera, please check out the 3rd arc of Jive Action Nerds, where we do just that.
3rd arc is not the right number, but you'll figure it out, dear listener.
Oh, okay.
Dear listener.
Which was it?
It was
4th?
like 6 or 7.
Was it?
Oh, absolutely. Anyway, this has been a pod called
dog's in my lap.
Scooby-Doo, and maybe if enough of you download this, I'll convince these boys to do the 2000s live-action movies with me.
I'll watch it. I'll be
Hell
happy
yeah.
to watch it. Hey, come
Much
on,
better
it's fine.
Scooby-Doo films. But until then, right, Raggy. Right.
Zoink, Scoob, what'd you do for a Scooby snack?
And as always, Matthew Lillard should be the only actor with an Academy Award, and he should have it for the live-action Scooby-Doo movies.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We got some things to do now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby-Doo, I see you. Pretending you got a slipper. But you're not fooling me, 'cause I can't say the way you shake and shiver. You know we got a mystery or something. Scooby-Doo, be ready for your act. Don't look back. Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have a Scooby snack. That's a fact. Go!
This has been a Talkback Podcast.